Welcome to the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep.
Touchdown, Braylon Edwards.
Braylon Edwards, touchdown, Michigan.
Running pattern to Edwards, touchdown, Michigan.
Where we bring you the best in sports, entertainment, and insight. Join us every weekday from 2 to 4 p.m. as we break down the latest games, analyze the biggest plays, and dive into the hottest topics in sports. We'll have exclusive interviews with your favorite athletes and guests, and you'll get a front row seat to all the action. So tune in to the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep.
Got one-on-one going end zone. Edwards in the air. Oh, what a catch by Braylon Edwards. His second touchdown of the game.
On the Woodward Sports Network, where sports comes to life.
I missed you. Yes, I missed every one of these guys.
Welcome back.
But I am so glad to be back on the Braylon Edwards Show here on Woodward Sports. How you doing, my friend?
I'm doing good, man. You got welcome back. Like, the show has a new format, it's a new structure. So when you disappear, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying. Nah.
It's the wheel
This is
of
the structure.
fortune.
Exactly. All right. So how are we gonna run the show today? Yesterday was fun. Had some good, interesting conversations, but I'm ready to dive into the minutia that is sport.
I was driving by our studios earlier. Ricky, glad you're here. Kool-Aid, great to see you. Stick is in with us as well. I was driving by our
Chilling.
studios earlier,
Looking like a vagabond.
and I saw a yellow 1972 Corvette parked in the primo spot. Once I realized it wasn't Stick, because he doesn't do that commercial. Once I knew that it was too small for it to be your car, knowing that there were no, tobacco stains on it from Sean Belegian, I'm thinking, well, it had to be somebody who was in here at Lady Jane's. And I thought to myself, man, that is a good-looking car. What's your favorite car? If you could have any car, and Braylon's probably had his. I've never had mine. I probably will never have mine. Just a quick show from everybody here on the show. If you could have one car in your life right now, what would it be?
57 Shelby GT. I've always been attracted to the Eleanor, a.k.a. from Gone in 60 Seconds. It was something about that car. It was just the power of Ford back in the 50s and the 60s. We're talking about Ford versus Ferrari.
Sexy right there, boy.
Right there, that just sounds like, even though you can't hear it, you can see it.
Look at the
You
front
know it
end.
sounds like a gremlin.
The front
Is that
end
your
just
garage?
screams, move.
It may be. It may be. No, but this car is just perfection. This is when Ford was producing
That is good.
machines that were just the wave of the future, man. It's
Right.
dope cars, fast as I don't know what. And Ferrari wanted no part of that in the 50s, man. It took them a while for Enzo to kind of rethink his strategies.
That is
Right.
That's a beautiful
57
looking ride.
Shelby GT, baby.
I could be persuaded there.
Okay.
Ricky, what's your favorite car?
Dodge Viper, black with the racing stripes. I don't really care what color the stripe is, but that was like the signature
95?
to me. Probably when it is they stopped making 99, I think.
99,
year
right
before-
before 2000.
I want to say it's the year before the last one was my favorite one, but that was my head turner. That stopped me every single time when I was a kid. Yeah, boy.
Nah.
That's Gran Turismo, baby.
First of
That's
all,
Gran Turismo.
that is not a 95. That
Nah,
is a
that's
souped
definitely-
up
Yeah, that's souped
Gran
up, but still.
Turismo version. We doing
man.
souped up cars.
Yeah, I want it
So
all
far,
black,
we're
black
2 for
tints.
2 on muscle cars.
Yeah,
That
of
thing
course.
is-
Okay.
That's a high right
So
there.
there's a lot of testosterone going around the room right now.
100%.
You need that at times, man.
I love that. Man, if I had the money, I'd buy you one. But I don't.
appreciate
Kool-Aid, how about you?
Hey,
It's still,
you know what?
There's still time.
Ricky, we're foodies, man. We're food bros. And you
Yes.
know what? Now I just realized we're
God.
also muscle car bros.
Get a
It is the
blanket.
Dodge
Oh, my
Viper,
God.
man.
Come on, man.
My
Get a
pops,
room,
look,
like-
my pops is an engineer.
picture.
Worked at Chrysler.
Thanks for being so original.
Look,
Oh,
he was a
my
part of the
God.
original team that kicked it off. His team. He led every wire that was in that 92
Oh,
Dodge
my God.
Viper, the blue and white.
Ooh.
He designed every aspect of the wiring to
That's a
that.
tell you
See,
again,
I
I'm
don't
a
feel as
fan.
bad
Car.
now. I see
So
Kool-Aid
let's
really
go.
is tapped into the vibe.
I'm
My
proud,
apologies.
man.
My
I'm proud.
apologies.
Shout out to Papa Kool-Aid.
My apologies.
That's great. I'm
Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice. All of them
arrested.
work.
Yeah, what about yours?
What about you?
You know what, Shep, man, he got taste.
We don't have any Corvette love in
Yeah,
here?
I
What's
would
going
say
on?
the between
Gran
1950
Torino?
between 1958 and 1961. Any of those Corvettes?
Okay.
But the 58 Corvette for me is pretty special. I mean, it's a beautiful looking car. Not that it's as fast as the ones you guys just said.
Oh,
But
that's
there's
a
something about that car
Whoa.
right there
Yeah.
that makes me say, wow, gotta have it. And I think it's awesome.
When I see this car, I just see coasting down the PCH in California.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got the beach ball in the back seat, playing some Kendrick in the whip. You know what I'm saying? Getting ready to pull up on the beach with a nice something in the passenger side.
I had to just
you know
put the
what I'm saying?
camera on.
Little
Shep.
soft leg.
Look at him.
little soft leg.
He said,
you know what I'm
sounds
saying?
great. He said, it sounds pretty
Little
good,
Kendrick and SZA playing right there. You got a little cooler. You got yourself a little cooler in the back.
I can promise you this.
Yeah.
No one would eat in my car. If that were my car, no one would
100%.
eat.
This is
That
no
is the
one would
rule.
drink.
I like that.
And as much as I love my 2 golden retrievers, neither one of them would ride in that vehicle.
First of all, that car right there, like you get that's an invite vehicle.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
not like we're going somewhere. This is the car we're taking. And you jump in. Like this is an invite vehicle. Like this doesn't come out. Like this is an invite. Not everybody can just jump.
You're saying that's
themselves.
stored, right?
Heck yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Not everybody can get in that car. You may
No.
be my friend, but are we that close?
Right.
You know, you may be my cousin,
Yeah.
but do I like
Like,
that?
I have to love you. I have to love you to let you get in that car. Like,
How
not like
was
you.
your
I gotta
shower
love you.
etiquette? Like, all these type of things.
Just to
you
drive it
smell
would
like
be a thrill
smoke?
for me. It really would be.
Yeah.
I mean, when I was a kid, my dad had always wanted a car like that. We had an old 71, 72 Firebird, right? I told you guys, I don't know if it was last week or the week before, I had a couple muscle cars, the Camaro and the Firebird. Love those. My dad had a Corvair at one
Ooh, I
time.
remember the Corvairs.
We had a Mach 1 at one point. So we had some decent cars, right? They weren't family cars.
Yeah.
Mach 1s are not family cars.
Yeah.
But that's the car my dad always wanted. And I just, oh my God, I loved it so much. I know this sounds so stupid and geeky, but I used to have like a little, it's like a play car that
The
I
model.
put, it's a model car,
yeah,
but
that's
it
not
wasn't
geeky.
plastic. It wasn't plastic.
Gotcha.
Okay?
Shout
And
out
I
to the model cars.
Shout out to the model cars. But I had it on my dresser.
Yeah.
And it's what I dreamed of having. That
It's like
kind
those
of car.
silver ones. You open the door, and
Yeah.
the car's kind of heavy.
It's like die-cast metal.
You
Yeah.
like paint on the. I don't know what you're talking about.
I was a Hot Wheels kid, so I'm with you.
Yeah.
I had plenty of Vipers. Plenty of. I had a green one with the peanut butter interior. Was probably the one I'd get. I had a white one with the blue. I had a yellow one, a red. Yeah, like I'm with you.
Eric, you trying
all
to
the cars
trade Vipers later or something?
Yeah, you know what? They may be at my mama's house. I'm gonna check. They may still be there.
Did you ever get in remote control cars?
For a little bit.
For a
but
little
not,
bit?
Not too much.
I
Not
never
really.
I kept
No.
breaking them. I kept
My
breaking
uncle, man,
Yeah.
rest in peace, man. He was down into the hobby shop, man. So like for me, like the transition from Hot Wheels and cars and model cars
Yeah.
was hobby shop. Putting
Got
cars
you.
together, buying them remote control cars that went like 50,
Yeah, that's the
50
one you had
miles
to
per hour.
control
Then you
with
go
the wheel.
gas powered, 100%. I know a little something.
Yeah,
or I
that's
did
awesome.
at least.
Yeah. We're in that town, too. I mean, I don't know
Yeah.
about you guys. I don't know if you're gearheads or not.
Understand the concept.
I'm not a big gearhead. Remember, when I went to high school, they had a class called shop.
Yep, same.
You could actually work. We had like 4 garages
Yep.
at my high school. Shout out to
yeah,
North
we went to the
Farmington
same
High School.
district. Yeah,
North
we went to the same
Farmington,
district.
okay.
Yeah, we
Farmington.
went to Harrison.
And you could pull your car in,
Yep.
and guys would work on it.
That's where I'm at right
We
now.
never took
Yep.
ours to a shop.
Yep.
We took
Changed
it
my oil,
to my high school,
did my
and my
brakes.
best buddies worked on the car.
We sealed
Now,
my
how was
transmission
their
pan.
work though?
Oh, it was really well done. Those guys. One of my
It's a different
buddies.
era, though.
One of my
My
buddies
era's
had
a little lazy.
he put a supercharged engine in a Pluto, one of those little
Wow.
pieces of crap. Yeah, we went 4-wheeling in that son of a gun
Yeah.
constantly.
I had a buddy I worked
dope.
with at
Dangerous.
Ramford in downtown Farmington. He went to Farmington High School. They used to work on cars, and he still builds BMWs to this day. Shout out to Brian
Yeah.
Mays.
Yeah.
That's
Shout
what he
out.
does for a living. To this
Nice,
day.
I love that.
Started in
yeah.
high school.
I literally have a friend
Man,
who
I went
has
to the wrong
a
high school,
double,
apparently.
He has a double. What do you want to call them? He can
Garage?
fit. It's
Oh, the
almost like
lift, the lift, so he can
He's got the
park
lift.
them under- oh,
he
that's
can fit
crazy.
6 cars in his garage.
Whoa.
He works on cars, fixes them up, stores them. He won't sell them.
I got a question here.
I literally
real
said,
quick.
"Oh, hold on one second." I literally said, "Mike, Kev, what are you doing?" I said, "Johnny, why are you doing this?" And he says, "I don't know. I can't part with them." I
Passion.
said, "What do you think you're doing it for?" I don't think that's a picture of him. But
No.
I said, literally, what are you doing it for? And he's like, I don't know. I just can't part with them. What were you going to say?
Shep, my dad owns a car museum, and I thought I knew all cars.
Oh, man.
What is a Pluto?
It is, I think I've got it right. It's an old Chevy. Maybe I'm getting it wrong, but it was a little hatchback. It's an
Okay.
absolute piece of crap.
definitely
It's
see it.
similar to
With
what a
the silver
Chevette.
lines around the
Do you remember what a
window.
Chevette used to look
Oh,
like?
yeah.
Okay, it's
Chevette.
very
Oh,
similar to that, and I thought it was called a Pluto. Maybe I'm wrong there. I forget the exact name of it now that I think about it, but it was very similar to a Chevette.
Kind of like a Pacer?
Smaller
More
than
Chevette.
that.
Okay, I
Smaller
gotcha.
than that. Closer to Chevette.
I
than
had to
anything
know,
else.
man. I had to
Yeah,
know.
I think that's
Was
what
it a
it's
Pinto?
called. It was a Pinto. I'm sorry. I said
Gotcha.
Pluto.
Yeah, Friday,
It's a
like
Pinto.
Friday.
There we go.
Thank
There
you.
we
Thank
go.
you.
Yeah,
I said
okay.
Pluto. Pluto's a that's a stupid thing.
There we
It's
go.
Pinto.
Pinto, okay.
No breaks on
That's the
Friday.
worst- you
man.
know, that's the
Smoke.
worst
one
car.
letter off.
It was the worst car ever made. You know that, right?
It felt like it when I was riding in it.
It was like that was the one I was getting crashed into, and the gas tanks were exploding.
Absolutely not.
Watch the whole
What was your
documentary
first
about
car?
Yeah, we
Oh,
went
we've been
through
through
this.
this.
We
We
went.
did.
we
Did you?
went through- Yeah, I had a Camaro.
it. Thanks for watching, Anson.
Nice.
Appreciate that.
Nice.
Anson tapped out after he tapped out.
You
Yeah,
got,
was
I
94
heard
Grand
cars.
Prix.
I got interested.
So I mean, look, in this area, people love their cars, and we're right prime
Dream
spot
Cruise.
Hell yeah.
for the Dream Cruise, right?
Look what
Every
you pulled
car
up.
that
Yeah,
we've
we're gonna
already
be out
talked
there, too.
about,
Yeah.
our favorite car, if we could have one car, all will be on Woodward here sometime.
100.
Just a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And we're prideful because for forever, you know, we talk about Barry Sanders is all we had with the Detroit Lions. Like Ford and automobiles essentially is what is our makeup. It's what has been our identity since the beginning of the 1900s. So it's the one thing we could always hang our hat on. Whatever's going on, this is going on, this is going on.
Yeah.
We got them cars.
Yeah.
We have that history. So I think that's what you see. It's a
And
it's
those
a part of
debates
our
are always
DNA.
fun, aren't they?
Yeah.
The debates of muscle cars, Corvette, Mustangs,
Chevys.
Firebirds, whatever you want to call it, okay? Whatever you want to say is a really fun debate, just like they have now debates with trucks
Yep.
that are going on. Which is the best looking truck? I love I
But
love hearing
Shep,
people
you know
talk
what?
about it.
Question.
While we're on this subject,
Yes,
man, look, man, my wife and I were at the gas station the
MC
other day,
Banana.
and we saw an electric muscle car. So you know, you got the Dodge Challenger
First
and
of
Chargers.
all-
I'm okay with it,
on,
except
man.
for
What
this.
an
First-
oxymoron.
I gotta get your take on this
Not
stuff.
sure it-
I'm
I'm sure it
okay with
counts.
it.
Jumbo shrimp.
First,
But
it's
when they started it, it had an artificial like engine
I've
sound,
heard it.
bro.
It
So
sounds
as I hear you
horrible.
talking about the muscle and all that, I wanted to like, bro, just your quick take on that. Like, it was the wildest thing, and Shep's face is bewildered.
Yeah, I would say no. I don't think it counts.
part of the concept in muscle car
Yeah.
is the power and the
baby.
strength that the exhaust emits.
Shep
You
is
don't
so
get that
bewildered.
with electric cars. It may be fast as hell, but it's sexy
who
and sleek.
cares?
You don't even know if the car is on.
It's like
Part of the muscle car
But
is
cor-
the
the
power.
muscle.
But correct me if I'm wrong. Part of muscle cars
Yeah.
is the guys who worked on them too.
Yeah.
Yeah. The
No
greasers.
one's plugging in a muscle car.
Bruh.
Everything's on the board. Switchboard.
Am I wrong there?
That's like
No
the car.
doubt,
It's like
no
the car
doubt.
version of a BBL. Like, like, bro, it looked nice. Go ahead. No, it looked nice. But I want 0
Yo, did you just compare electric to a BBL?
Yes, I did.
Oh my God! Talking about starting on third base. Yo, you know what? You got it.
Think about it, you would never
Ricky, you got
respect
it.
the same. Not like squats.
An electric car is a BBL. Food for thought. Food for thought, brother. Food for thought.
I'll tell you what gives me thought. Anytime I ride on some type of, well, when you go to an amusement park, if you want to try the different rides, that's cool, right?
Nope.
I get it. It's been a long time since I've done it.
I'm cool.
I've never understood why people get caught up in these roller coasters that take you every which way but loose. And considering the amount of, and there's a lot of different reports on how these things have been go off the track, lose people, kill people, stop prematurely, don't stop at all, get stuck, scares the living hell out of me. I don't need that type of thrill in my life.
I'm with
Where
you.
do you stand on roller coasters?
Look, I love roller coasters as a kid. I still love them now. The ones that I know are tried and true, where the tracks connect and little things like that, I'm still for. I'm still here. I'm still here with it.
That's
things
reasonable.
like the sirens that are getting stuck at the top of the apex.
Explain that for us, because
consistently
not
so-
everybody knows what the sirens are.
Basically, sirens is a new ride at Cedar Point where it disconnects from the track and
which
then
is so pointless.
and then reconnects to a track, but it's getting stuck as it's hanging
gotta
over right
climb
before
down.
it drops it and it descends, and people are legitimately having to get off the roller coaster at the top of the apex
Jeez.
and walk down the steps.
That's not worth it.
It's not worth it. And then if you're at the roller coaster, if you're at the park and you see this happen, you see it get stuck,
Right.
and then you're waiting in line, and then you see people walking all the way down, and you still wait another 2 hours for it to get fixed, just to ride the roller coaster, just to become stuck like the last group, just to have to walk down. I don't understand the psyche behind it.
So this is the simpleton in me. I think of people sitting around a conference room. We all have pre-production meetings before our shows.
Yeah.
Okay, what do we want to hit on?
I'm out on the side.
Most of it's very generic. We kind of just fall into a lot of these conversations. Like nobody was expecting the cars, for example. But I think of these people sitting around a conference room and go, I've got an idea. You in the back with your hand up. Yeah. How about if we have a roller coaster that disconnects from the tracks and then reconnects? And then you had to have a certain amount of people who actually said, damn, that's a good idea. What's the insurance policy on something like that?
They said, what's insurance?
They don't care.
No, it's even worse. It was a consultant. I know it. It's just like Telegraph at 8 Mile when you have to go across it. You see y'all been in the intersection? Every time I drive past, I'm like, this was some consultant from New York at some high tower. That was like, you know what you guys should do? And they took it because they can blame it on him.
Just bring back the demon drop already.
Yeah,
Demon Drop hurt my knees once I was 13. My knees no longer worked.
Heart goes into your throat on that one.
Very true. My biggest thing is, no disrespect to our amusement park that we have adopted over the years down the road in Cedar Point. The one thing Ohio got right, not name the Cleveland Browns. Not name the Cleveland Browns. All right, we here. We on the same page. No, shots corrected. Shots corrected. But I'm not trusting Cedar Point. That's the thing where I'm at. Now, if you tell me this is Disney World that builds this, or some empire that I understand the money's there so the corners will not be cut, I'm cool. We live in an era right now where everybody's trying to create that new thing, that next bang, that next trend, and they're cutting corners to do it. So I'm not trusting a Cedar Point with something as complex in my mind as this. Now, if Disney World or Universal Studios does this, they got more money. You know what? Why not? I'll try it. Okay. I ain't trying in Ohio. I'm sorry.
Hey, to Ricky's point, he said consultants. I worked with one of the more talented individuals in my entire broadcasting career early on by the name of Joe Donovan. He was a great newsman, but he also did really good in college football and getting ready for the NFL as well. He just loved it on weekends. Had one of the greatest voices in all of radio. He used to tell me all the time, what's the first 3 letters in the word consultant? He said, that's all you need to know. Matt, they couldn't do what we do, so what do? They consult.
That's
right. And they're con men.
He was right, man.
What were you going to say, Kool-Aid?
That man never lied.
That's my imitation of Joe Donovan. I hope it passed the test.
I was just going to say, hey, Ricky, we're going to have to do the job for the people. We're going to have to get Bray and Shep to Cedar Point. We're going to have to start getting them out on some boots on the ground stuff, man.
Yeah, usually I'm with you, bro, but I hate roller coasters just as much as Shep does.
So minutes alone.
Hey, listen, if I want that kind of thrill, I'll drive down the lodge.
Man, life is dangerous enough, baby.
That's very true.
I don't.
What are you talking about? A man just stabbed some people in Walmart. Life is dangerous enough.
Amen to that.
You saw what happened in New York at the NFL office.
I did see what happened in New York.
I'm nervous every day.
Now, CTE was part of that. At least that's what's claimed.
Right.
Okay. You would know this better than all of us. Our mutual friend Herman Moore swears he had at least 12 concussions, okay, when he played. Yeah. He played a long time. How real is CTE, and how many people do you know that it's affecting even to this day?
CTE is a real thing, you know. And it's one of those things where once the movie came out and there started to be more taken serious about the matter, and people started paying attention. You know, people started getting tests. You know, so obviously once they pass, and you're starting to save those brains, and then you're doing the test on that, and you're starting to realize that younger and younger and younger they're affected. Aaron Hernandez, his brain and what it looked like, I think shed an even bigger light into how much the dark part of the brain that was shut down, basically. How do I word that? The dark part of the brain that was shut down. Basically, this is the part that was affected by the CTE. You see it.
Mike Webster's another great example. That's what the movie Concussion, in case people are unaware, what Braylon's referring to. Will Smith starred in the movie Concussion. Go ahead.
So it's a serious thing, and I think more and more guys are nervous. But I think the big thing about it is because of the information now, because of the tests, I think they're starting to do more brain treatment, more muscle memory, more things like that, so that the brain extends and it has more quality longer. When you just sit there and allow it to depreciate and you don't know and you're not getting tested and you're not doing things, you're just allowing it to take shape, take form, and really just take you out of the game. So it is a real thing. I think the individual that took those lives as well as his own yesterday, I think he also has known mental health issues for years. So that's what kind of was said. Sorry that situation happened. That was crazy. Could have went a lot differently, but
drove from Nevada all the way to New York to do it too.
And doing something like that, you kind of know that gives you an inkling on what could have been there. But that's tough. CTE is a real deal. Herm, I know him well. He played in a different era. You know, how many times helmet to helmet, you know, that AstroTurf at the Silver Dome, like it was legitimately, it's like street with a level of old school carpet on top of Philadelphia back in the day, even Michigan Stadium. You know, my dad played on that when Michigan wasn't AstroTurf. When Michigan was the same thing as the Silver Dome, but those hits, man, they rack up back then.
Yeah, you always used to think, I remember when I was a kid, our dream was to play at the Silver Dome in a state championship. Never got there, but we did play a regular season game there once. I was thrilled to go out there and play, and I remember getting hit, falling on that rug for the first time, thinking to myself, holy crap, I might also be being tackled on concrete. That's how bad it was. So you obviously it's a real thing. There's no doubt.
I played the Silver Dome.
Yeah,
my senior year.
Yeah, I think I remember that, believe it or not.
Divine Child, man.
Yeah. So real quick, I mean, you mentioned it's a real thing, absolutely. How often is that discussed with players?
You know what? I don't know. I would have to see.
Well, while you played.
They didn't talk about it at all when I played. You know, when I tapped out in 2014, we weren't having these kind of discussions yet. I think concussion came out in 2000.
Was it taboo? But you knew it still took place.
We did, but it was still the old school Warriors. Like, I signed up for it. I signed the dotted line. I knew what this life was going to bring me. I knew what the possibilities were. If I'm going over the middle to make this $5 million and Ray knocks me out, well, it's just like any given Sunday with Shark LeVay, a.k.a. Lawrence Taylor. I got my $1 million. That was the concept back then. You know, I know what I'm getting myself into. Now there's more education. Now you don't necessarily have to go about it as barbaric. And then also, now you don't have to stay and play forever. You know, Luke Kuechly, Patrick Willis, those are some of the first players that say, it's not worth it. You know, and Wes Welker, I think he was one of those kind of in that transitional era that you watch. Wes had a ton of concussions. And to watch him in the games get knocked out, we got to change the game up a little bit. I think the NFL has done as well as they can do. You know, this is about as two-hand touch as you can get without it being two-hand touch.
I think my frustration with the NFL in that regard is they promote and we all know what it is. It's violence, okay? But it's what we lap up with a spoon. They promote it, as do networks, and then this comes around, and it's almost like they're doing a turnaround and a double take on it, and I think it's pretty hypocritical on the part of the National Football League.
You're talking about in terms of how the NFL promotes the hitting, the hard hitting, and the action. Yeah. Have they gotten away from that? Because I think that used to be the target. Like when I played, it used to be the Brian Urlacher and the Ed Reed and Troy Polamalu coming out thumping.
Now it's more receivers. I feel like they want the personalities, the dancing. They show more of that now.
They're showing more.
They have shifted that. You're right, but
it's still there.
Look, let's face it. When we all watch it, we're loving the big hits.
Yeah, but I feel like that's because
it all stems from something. Okay, we're not just seeing highlights of guys making acrobatic catches. Yeah. We're not. And I'm not saying we shouldn't. I'm just telling you, I still think it's promoted strongly enough where that's what people are looking for. And how many times have we heard the phrase "kill shot" used during a broadcast?
Yeah. But quite a bit. But the side I stay on this one, Rick, my bad, I'm cutting you off. The side that I'm on this one, though, is like, all right, look, with that being said, I got to give pushback. Like, this is what the sport is.
Right.
Like, this is what the sport is. At the end of the day, this sport we know is a sport where it's violent. It is car crashes on a regular day basis. They can only make it as safe as they can and keep the sport intact or keep the integrity intact. So, once again, the money has gone up. Healthcare is starting to go up in that regard. We've had conversations, but it's more so about my era and the era after. This new era, they're getting to the bag faster. They're getting money faster. They have healthcare. The benefits are lasting longer. They're doing little things that, hey, do you want to wear this big-ass helmet with all this cushion on it during training camp? Hey, we've even extended that now to the NFL season. So I think as what they can do, they're doing it.
Okay. Well,
the healthcare.
That's a big deal. You're right. I'll pat them on the back. You know, it's as far as I'm concerned. What the hell took you so long? I mean, that's my belief. But at least they're doing something. I wish there was more for the people who stood way before you.
You'll never volunteer to spend more money than you have to.
Yeah,
that's corporations. That's any corporation. No corporation, with the exception of Google and these newer corporations that are maybe doing it the right way. Nobody's gonna volunteer an extra $200 million just to make sure there's safety when people haven't asked for it yet. Like, that's any corporation.
Well, that's a good debate. I mean, when did they ask for it? When should you have recognized it? When should you have begun?
When you saw
when should you have begun recognizing that the people who made your game great deserve to be taken care of medically. I'm not asking you to keep paying them. I'm asking you to handle their medical bills. I don't think that's a lot to ask.
No, you're right. And to that point, when you see Earl Campbell in Texas in 1998, 99, spending the first ever big face $20 bill, because that's what was printed, and he's the king of Texas, and he's barely walking. They had to wheel him up there in a wheelchair, and he just retired in 1984 or so. He shouldn't look like that. That's when you should have took it serious.
Yeah.
When you see guys just can't walk and crippled and things like that.
Heart breaks for him.
100%. Jim McMahon trying to do that Bears interview, the 85 Bears, remember that?
Yeah.
Like, he couldn't even remember his own name throughout the course of the day at times. Yeah.
It's real, and it's really sad at a number of different times. This is not sad. The ownership on the field of play for the Detroit Lions. You're seeing more and more responsibility taken up by some of these young guys. We'll get to that, but first, big responsibility for Ven Johnson, but he's always there to step forward, assuming that role as a leader.
Look, it doesn't matter if it's a big responsibility because he is going to get it done. And everybody at Ven Johnson Law, they will get it done for you because Ven over there, they are the fighters. VenFights.com, that's where you want to go. Ven Johnson Law, tough, tenacious trial lawyers. And I tell you, the trial lawyers part, that's the important part. This is who you want to be with. You want to take your case to them. They will get you the results that you want. That's all you care about. I live in a results-based industry. They're going to get you the results that you need and you want. Ven Johnson, let him fight for you.
And if you're looking to upgrade your relaxation game, check out Massage Chair House in Bloomfield Hills. It's the largest massage chair showroom in the Midwest with top brands of massage chairs like Infinity and Osaki. They're located near the corner of Woodward and Long Lake Road. Experience luxury comfort with Dr. Eric Duncan. He's the wellness doc, creator of the top YouTube massage chair review channel. So make sure you check that out, man. Book a visit right now, massagechairhouse.com, or you can just scan the QR code. Massage Chair House, your ticket to the ultimate recovery and relaxation.
Summer's heating up and Feldman's clearing space for the incoming new models. That means massive markdowns during Feldman's hot summer sale. Get a 2025 Silverado for just $189 a month, or this 2026 Equinox for just $209 a month. Inventory's moving fast, and when it's gone, it's gone. So don't sweat the search. Just get to Feldman. More locations, more inventory, more ways to save. The hot summer sale is on at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
Head to WoodwardSports.com and click on Shop. Get the latest in Detroit sports apparel and exclusive Woodward sports gear. WoodwardSports.com can get the whole team outfitted. Love the Pistons, Red Wings, and Tigers? We got something for you, too. Shop online at WoodwardSports.com.
Why do we fight? We fight to protect the innocent, to hold the powerful accountable, to bring the oppressors to justice. Why do we fight? We fight to secure and preserve our civil liberties, to get each and every one of our clients the justice they deserve, and to make the lives of real people just like you whole again. VenFights.com.
Feldman Chevrolet is Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer with 5 locations in Highland, New Hudson, Novi, Livonia, and Lansing. So you guys got a lot of places that you can go and take advantage of these deals. Go ahead and get a head start by scanning the QR code above my head. This month's specials, they include the 2025 Silverado 1500 Crew. You can lease that one for $189 a month, and the 2026 Equinox LT. Lease that one for $209 a month. Hey, those sound like a steal. You still got a chance to get those deals. This offer, it ends August 10th, so get there quick. And listen, you guys already know, we got the mornings figured out. It's Sean Balegian in the morning with Maz. Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. This is 2 of Detroit sports legends. They come together to bring you bold takes, big laughs, and unfiltered Detroit sports talk. Expect breaking news, guest interviews, interactive segments, and that classic Detroit fire. Grab your coffee and start your mornings with real Detroit sports radio only on Woodward Sports Network. And we back.
Always appreciate your feedback in the chat. It's always good to chat with you and comment on some of the things that we have talked a little bit about already. Coming up at 3 o'clock, Braylon's Breakdown. Super excited for this. Wide receivers, cornerbacks at camp, who's got the edge and why. That's coming up at 3 o'clock. This defense I'm really excited for it. I'll be more excited when it's fully healthy, but really excited for it. I loved watching Jack Campbell play at Iowa, okay? And I think he's going to be a really impactful player. I thought he was an impactful player a year ago. I think people judged him too early his rookie year because you would know better than we would. It is a really hard transition to the NFL. No matter how good you were in college, hello Marvin Harrison Jr., it is hard to go to the next level and dominate like you did at the collegiate level. Hi, Peyton Manning. My question is, Jack Campbell has been given, according to Dan Campbell, no relation, that he's the coach on the field and that it's his defense. It's Jack Campbell's defense. What does that tell you about Campbell, about this defense, and maybe, since Alex Anzalone's the guy who wore the green dot, what does it tell you about him, if at all?
First and foremost, Jack Campbell was the guy that took over last year when Alex Anzalone was out. He was always going to be a long-term move for the Lions. Now, they may add another linebacker, too, where Alex Anzalone is, but he was always going to be a Dan Campbell guy. And what they saw in him last year in his 2 years here, they appreciate it. They saw him get better last year. They saw him take strides. I told you, big thing about him, he doesn't make the same mistake twice. And he went through that season last year, and he put the green dot on, and he took over the personality in the defense. It stayed running without missing a beat. Like, they had some moments, 100%, but for the most part, that defense was one of the better defenses in the league, statistically wise. Now you have a situation where Alex Anzalone's going through contracts and trying to figure that things out. Jack Campbell's the guy. He's going to be the guy, and they wanted to run in his image. He is a no-nonsense. He does the things he's supposed to do. He's a disciplined player. That's what you want the defense to be. Whoever puts that green dot on, whoever wears that captain on either side of the ball, you want the team or that side of the ball to be represented by his play, to be represented by that guy, how he carries himself. And I think this says that Jack Campbell, well, he's respected by his teammates, he's respected by his coaches, and they want the defense to play how he plays.
How quickly did you expect him to kind of take root in this defense and take ownership of it? Has he exceeded that timeline for you?
Yeah, he's exceeded for me because when they drafted him, I wasn't of the frame of mind that he was going to be the answer. I was not of the mind that he was going to be the guy for the Lions, that 140 tackles a year, a couple sacks, and et cetera. I thought he was going to be a guy that may have been a miss.
Really?
I thought he may have been a miss. I thought the position was evolving. I thought they were getting away from the big linebackers that were 6'5" and 255, 260 in terms of the lateral movement and being able to get to the line of scrimmage and actually being able to cover tight ends, cover wide receivers, running backs that would be in the slot. But he's exceeded what I thought he would be. He's been much better than that, and he's grown as a player. So I think this is a year for him to have fun. I think he'll have much more up front. At least we hope so. Fingers crossed. He'll have much more up front. He'll have much more in the secondary. He'll have guys getting covered down the field. He'll have more access, and he'll be free more. He won't have to shed as many blocks. So I think he can pretty much swing away this year.
He's faster than I thought.
Yeah, he is.
Okay, now you would know this really well. Yeah. Some guys are fast. Some guys play fast. I think he plays fast. You can't, from all my talks with NFL players or any professional athlete, you can't overthink. You don't have time to think. You have to process things so quickly in what you do. He seems like a quick processor to me.
You remember Al Wilson from linebacker for the Denver Broncos?
For sure.
I got a chance to train out there in Denver, so I met him when I was before I got drafted. Fast forward, and we hung out. He was a super nice guy. All he talked about was film. That was his message to me. He's talking about, look, young fella, you about to get this money like train smoke. I'm talking about how high up in the air train smoke goes. But he said, you about to get this money. Study film, study film, study film. Film is how you get better. We played them 2 years after I got drafted. And I was not the fastest guy. And even then, he was older when I played against him. He was everywhere. So the very thing that he told me 2 years prior is the very thing that he practiced and preached, and that's where he was. He was in every play. He knew what was going on. It was side to side, and it wasn't because he was out there running 4.3. It's because he watched film.
He was living, right?
And he plays fast. When you don't have to think, when you're instinctive and also dialed in the film like Jack Campbell is, an Iowa guy, you just play fast. You're 4.5, 8, or 4.60, it drops down in time because guys are thinking.
How much time do you think really good football players are spending in the film room on a regular basis?
On a daily?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, nobody's out here spending 10 hours a day.
No.
You know, this isn't like Harvard, but I would say on the all-pro level, hour and 30 a day.
Okay, that's less than I thought. I thought it'd be like 3.
Little less than I thought
it'd be like 3.
But those days add up.
Yeah.
You
No,
know,
100%.
oh,
I'm not
yeah,
saying that's
I-
not. I'm not saying that's.
Oh, you
that's
thought
not
like
a lot.
more?
Yeah, I was in my head. I'm thinking they doing 3
If you're
hours
talking
a day.
quarterbacks are different. Like
Okay.
the quarterback position and maybe even the linebacker, it's a different time frame. Like they're in there all day. Like this is what they do to break down film and figure out and see the angles, break down defenses. What are the tendencies when the safeties rotate? But a position, hour and a half a day. If I'm watching film for an hour and a half,
That's still a lot.
That's a lot.
After lifting and after practicing and meetings, that's still a lot.
That's more than 10%.
But the thing about it is people never think about breaking it up. People just think about, it's like when I was at Michigan, I used to do 1,000 push-ups a day. People are like, 1,000 push-ups a day? Yeah, if you do them in between commercials, I'm doing them over here, I got a little time here, in between classes. It's the same thing watching film. I can watch 30 minutes while I'm doing nothing. Or I got 30 minutes over here. I'm at the crib. The wifey took the kids and left. Here's another 30 minutes. You can find pockets to watch film, and you don't have to watch it all at the same time.
Takes discipline, man.
Yeah.
You guys remember Herschel Walker?
Yeah.
He's one of the greatest college halfbacks of all time. All right? Period. Loved watching Herschel Walker run. Never lifted a weight. In college. Push-ups and sit-ups.
Oh, got you.
He did exactly.
Yeah,
he's a bit of a freak in that regard. Did exactly what Braylon just said. Commercials. He loved watching TV. Commercials. Nothing but push-ups and sit-ups. He's not slowly walking to the fridge. I don't want a yogurt. Closing the fridge. Walking back. Doing an Al Bundy. Putting your hands in your pants and watching through the commercials. That's not what he's not doing.
He's getting it in.
Yeah.
He's getting it in. And those workouts, even in the gym, like push-ups, they work out everything. Tricep, back, forearms, like get locked in, shoulder.
Yeah, it's good stuff. Thanks, Dr. Pierce. All right, I wanted to ask you a quick question. You didn't catch that, Dr. Pierce.
I heard he called me a second ago, too.
The coaching departures. We make so much of the two coordinators, and I get it, Ben Johnson, Aaron Glenn. Overall, the Lions lost 5 coaches. How come nobody brings up the other 3 guys?
Because they don't know who they are.
Do you know who they are?
No.
I bet you people know who Antoine Randall is.
Oh, well, yeah, the receiver coach. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm just saying, most people. The average person couldn't name all the.
There's another one, an assistant quarterback coach whose name you'd recognize, J.T. Barrett, but not for the reason he would like you to recognize his name, and Terrell Williams. Yeah. Those are the other 3. We hear about the 2 because they're decision makers. The other 3 guys, I would guess, are pretty impactful too. What's the significance, do you think, of losing those 3 guys?
Terrell Williams is one that's gonna it will hinder us for a while. I am just being honest.
Wow.
I was in love with bringing him from the Tennessee Titans last season. He has been an excellent coach in the defensive line space for the past 10, 12 years or so. I love the work that he did down there. You bring him in here. Look at what happened to the defensive line last year. Regardless of injuries or who's out or who's missing what, they didn't get that many sacks. But they still got the hurry, still got the pressure. They still kept it together. Even towards the end of the season, they still were having good games against the Minnesota Vikings in the game that decided the conference.
Yeah.
That's because he was helping. Pat O'Connor had the game of his life 2 games before that. Terrell Williams was a great assistant coach, and that's why Mike Vrabel picked him up and took him to New England with him. Stuff like that, that's going to take a while to get better. Just look at Antoine Randall. Amon-Ra St. Brown has been an amazing wide receiver in terms of learning it all, watching it, doing the film, knowing the offense, knowing the concept. You know who helped him with that? Well, Antoine Randall didn't just play wide receiver. He played quarterback at the University of Indiana.
Wow.
So now you have a quarterback / wide receiver, NFL veteran, Super Bowl champ, threw a touchdown pass in Ford Field in the Super Bowl. That's who's been working with Amon-Ra and JAMO and Tim Patrick and Josh Reynolds for the past 4 years. Now he's gone. So they're the ones that, when you have a good coach that you trust, the offensive coordinator is just in charge of, all right, bet. This is the concept. You guys put it in to your players because the offensive coordinator trusts Antoine Randall. He knows that Antoine Randall is going to give the information just like he wanted it to, or just like it's supposed to be for it to work. That takes time. And I think it's going to see a little bit early on in the season them trying to figure that part out, the wide receivers and the defensive line.
Yeah, Braylon, it's such a hard difference between us as fans and members of the media, quite honestly, to figure out how much of it is coaching and how much of it is truly the player. I mean, somebody had said to me, KG said to me earlier, he's like, well, regarding the Tigers trade that we'll get into in a little bit, but bringing in Chris Paddock, they said, oh, well, I trust Chris Fetter. And I said, so do I, but how's he done with Jack Flaherty? How's he done with Tommy Canely lately? I don't know where to, how am I measuring this with the impact of a wide receivers coach and compared to the player himself? Like, do I think Amon-Ra St. Brown would be as good as he is today without Antoine Randall? Or do I think Antoine Randall can make just about anybody exceed the expectations you might have for them?
No, it takes two. It takes two to tango. Amon-Ra St. Brown came in this league on a mission. Mm-hmm. He told you that. We've seen that since he's been here. He's put in that work. His father, everything he implemented in his son, we see that here, and we appreciate that. But it does take help to get to that next level. When you have a guy like Antoine Randall that has not only played wide receiver in the NFL, played it at a high level, played it at a Super Bowl level, and then also has the quarterback element. So it makes you a better player. My first years in the NFL, I had Terry Robisky. Terry Robisky is the thing that saved me in my NFL career. Mm-hmm. Terry Robisky was a hell of a coach. We were a bad team, but he was a hell of a coach. Taught me the things. I didn't have those mentors. Taught me how to approach watching film, how to approach the game, how to approach having a bad day. Like Terry Robisky was that for me. I love T-Row. But that's the same thing with these coaches, man. Then they leave, but now you have the message that they taught. Yeah. Now you have the teachings, and that's why I think they will be okay because they took it serious. But it makes it better. Yeah, when you have that guy.
And I'm glad that you did pay some mind to the coaches that we did leave, because I know how much we did hype up when Terrell Williams got here, and we were saying he's probably the best in the game at that position group. And I was going to bring this up.
Chris Kasurik's pretty good too, and he used to be with the Lions. But yeah, go ahead.
Yep. And I see Broder brought something up that I was also going to bring up too, just to get you guys' take on it. He says they did replace elite coaches with elite coaches, which is something Dan Campbell has been really, really good at. When he's changing up those coordinators, whether it's because someone's leaving or because they have to, he's been able to find some good guys. Casey Rogers on the D-line, Scotty Montgomery, the wide receiver coach, while bringing in Tashard Choice to running backs coach. Dan brings in elite coaches, and then
I don't know if they're elite. I mean, I don't know how do you call them elite when they haven't done it yet? That's number one. Scotty Montgomery went from running backs coach to wide receiver coach. How common is that? I'm sure it's very common, but how effective can a guy be going from running backs coach to wide receiver coach? I don't have that experience. Fortunately, we work with a guy who actually has experienced something like that, can help us. Elite coaches have left. Okay, if you say so. I don't know if elite's the right word, but very good coaches have left. How do we know that the elite coaches are being replaced by elite coaches? Can I wait and see before I start tabbing them elite? I don't understand how you can call them elite right now.
I do like the hiring of Casey Rogers. He has a pedigree that's followed him as it relates to that defensive line. It makes me, if you're going to lose to Terrell Williams, it makes me a little bit more comfortable that you got a guy like a Casey Rogers there to helm that defensive line.
Okay.
Definitely.
Yeah, I just want to see some guys make some noise on the offensive line. You know, it does. It seems as though Dan knows how to hire. We have seen him hire coaches. We have seen those coaches not work out, and we have seen him remove those coaches and bring in guys that eventually will work out.
Anthony Lynn, right?
100% Anthony Lynn. So I trust the hiring process for Dan Campbell. But
yeah, then I would ask people aloud, why were you so concerned and so much has been made of replacing the coordinators? Because that has been the off-season comments on every breakdown of the Detroit Lions. It's been about the damn coordinators going someplace else. If you believe that he makes the right decisions on filling voids on his coaching staff with elite coaches, then you shouldn't have any question whatsoever about his coordinators.
Being able to fix coaching, or being able to hire, or rehire, or bring in other good coaches after you've hired some good ones, that's one thing. But being able to replace individuals that are record breakers. Like, I think when you look at, regardless of what you want to say and who's what and who the players were, they broke NFL all-time records. When you look at it that way, yeah, I get a little bit, okay, is it going to be the same? Will it look the same? I can understand why people will have that when you look at it from that. It's just not replacing somebody with, the offense was okay last year. Yeah. They were record-breaking.
I think it's important to add that weight and that levity to the situation. It's not like what they did last year, something that you just brushed through as if it wasn't something special. And that, to me, is where I think the conversation really lies. The people who are now in place, even though Casey Rogers has that track record, he's going to have to run it back again, because what we do know is last year they found a way, injury or not, to at least win 15 games in that regular season and be able to overcome a lot last year. So it's not necessarily going to be just this is just a walk in the park, especially seeing the schedule that they have. But I am bullish on this Lions team, as I know a lot of people are. But that's what makes it real interesting to hear you guys take on this, because I know, Bray, you've seen this. You've seen coordinators come, you've seen them go, you've seen position groups and everything. And to me, I'm a big intrinsic guy. And one of the things that I do think about is Jameson Williams. We hear him making the progress. And I know we're going to have that Braves breakdown. That one-on-one will be easy today when you break down the route. But Randall Lell,
that route was clean.
And Teddy Bridgewater, these guys meant a lot to him. These were guys that he brought up unprovoked.
Yeah, but he's also brought up John Morton on a regular basis. And he's brought up John Morton on a regular basis. Yep. Look, Scotty Montgomery was a wide receivers coach, I believe, in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
So, but that was 2012. I'm not saying it necessarily leaves you. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Just because you were a wide receivers coach doesn't mean you can always be a wide receivers coach either. There are certain adjustments in certain offenses that you still have to make. But for the most part, if you're coaching a position, Braylon, is it standard operating procedure on you just being able to pick up where you left off and almost like riding a bike, or what?
It's not standard, but like when you get to be able to coach in the NFL, when you're on that side of the ball, you typically know that side of the ball. If you're coaching on the offensive side of the ball, you're a skill guy. Like, you know how the running back terminology is. You know the holes, the gaps. You know kind of like what the expectations of a play are. Same for wide receivers. It's more studying maybe, but once you get it in there, the NFL terms, they really don't ever change. So he was out there coaching Nate Washington, as well as Mike Wallace. Yeah, I think Mike Wallace back then. So, yeah, I think he's bringing that same information. But you also have NFL caliber all-pro players in that locker room. I mean, in that meeting room. Like, Amon-Ra St. Brown, you're not breaking down the game as if he doesn't understand it. Jameson Williams, you're not breaking down the game as if he doesn't understand it. Tim Patrick, this is year 6. Mm-hmm. So you're not breaking the game. So I think you can move around if you stay on the same side of the ball. You're talking about a guy going from a linebackers coach to a wide receivers coach. Lord Jesus, help us.
Yeah. There are plenty of guys who have been defensive coaches or defensive players at one point and become offensive coaches and vice versa in the past.
My coach, Eric Campbell, was a DB in Michigan. He was a DB for the Green Bay Packers. He's my wide receivers coach.
Right.
He's damn good too.
I would guess that's I don't want to call it an easy transition, but
it makes sense.
Yeah, it does make sense because you're studying how you're trying to beat the other position.
You know all the routes.
Right? You would guess.
Tight ends and wide receivers is probably like the one I see the most where there's overlap. A lot of overlap. I'll see wide receiver coach tight ends.
The respect factor is that already built in, or will Scotty Montgomery, even though he's coached wide receivers before, was a running backs coach, players know him, what will it take for him to win over that room as quickly as he won over the running backs coach room?
Make the trend you have to know what you're talking about, but for players, we just want you to make the transition smooth. Like that's what coaches want. That's what we want. When you come into that locker room, make sure you're giving us the same information like the OC wants. Like, don't come in here and make up your own deals, or this is what we're gonna do, or this is what I think. Mm-hmm. Let me know what the OC wants and be able to communicate that with me, and then also have my back. Like, we trying things out. Like, hey, look, Braylon on this route, they want you to get here, but as long as you get here, I'll be safe. I'll be able to back you. You want your position coach to have your back when he goes to talking to the offensive coordinator.
Regarding Rashad Choice, I think that's an interesting move there. I mean, Tashard Choice was a running back in college. Yeah. I think he was a graduate assistant at North Texas. and I believe he's been a running backs coach in college in a couple of different stops. The college to pro position coach, how much of a difference, how much of a change should there be there, even though he was, even though he helped out on the Cowboys staff in the past, and he was obviously at Georgia Tech and Texas and things of that nature. This is a different responsibility, I would guess, when you're with NFL players. What's the adjustment there for Tashard Choice, do you think?
I don't really know if it's much of an adjustment period outside of the quarterback position. I think maybe the biggest adjustment is more so what type of offense are you coming into? Okay. What is the offense that you're used to? What is the defense? What is the scheme that you're used to? Like if you're a quarterbacks coach and you're used to quarterbacks being up under the center, well, there's some work that you got to do, some conversations that you got to have about when he's in the shotgun, how we're going to implement that, or vice versa. That's what Ben Johnson is dealing with over there in Chicago. Yeah. Caleb Williams has only ever been in the shotgun. And now Ben Johnson, 100%, he likes his quarterback under center from time to time. We saw that for the last 3 years. So that's going to be a tough situation for Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams in the beginning, is figuring that process out.
Have you noticed some of the things that have come out of Bears camp? And Caleb Williams is talking about personal goals.
Yeah.
And Ben Johnson isn't having much of that at all. I mean, he's talking primarily, and rightfully so, about team goals, right? Yeah. And footwork and the mechanics of the position. It's almost as if Caleb Williams hasn't been coached properly the way Ben Johnson is breaking down his footwork, arm angles, and things of that nature.
He hasn't. Realistically, he hasn't. He was a talent coming out of Oklahoma to go to USC. Then Lincoln Riley just let him do whatever the hell he wanted to do, and then he goes to Chicago last year. And more again, Eberflus didn't know what the hell he's doing. So there is that. But this is not reading the room. Like, Caleb, you're grown enough, you're old enough. When you watch the coach that's coming in, Ben Johnson, you know where he's coming from. Like, you know what the conversation is in Detroit is about everything. Hey, Amon-Ra St. Brown, you know what I'm saying? Like, hey, how were you able to get open on that play? What did you do? Well, it's because the offensive line, blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. This is a team-oriented space. Ben's coming from that. You got to drop that, you got to drop the individual stuff. Find a way to bring everything to the team. Like, everything to the team.
Speaking of that, individuals, Aaron Rodgers has always been seen as that kind of guy. He's been seen as a little different, a little self-absorbed, loves to see himself with a pretty girl on his arm. Who doesn't? But he'll play that field, no problem, and he doesn't mind sharing an opinion on whatever might be topical, right?
I got an Aaron Rodgers story for you.
I can't wait to hear it, because Terry Bradshaw thought when they originally signed him it was a joke that he should be in California eating bark or whatever it is. I thought Aaron Rodgers, and I have never been a massive fan of Aaron Rodgers, okay? Full disclosure. However, the way he handled it, I thought was brilliant. Talking about Bradshaw being a Steelers legend, which he is, and that he's a legend in the media as well. And I would, if he took the time to get to know me, I think we could have a good friendship. He actually took the high road, and it's not something we're used to with Aaron Rodgers.
No, you're not. He definitely took the high road. Aaron Rodgers. I'll tell you a story after this.
Does it change your mind at all about him?
Well, it doesn't change my mind about him. It doesn't change my mind about Aaron. This is where I'm at with Aaron Rodgers. There's Aaron Rodgers, the player, and there's Aaron Rodgers, the human being. At the end of the day, it's not my job to judge Aaron Rodgers, the human being. It's only to associate with what's going on. This is what Aaron Rodgers is like at the time. As a player, he got hurt. He's trying to figure New York out. Maybe he'll do better. He'll be 40. There's only 2 quarterbacks to ever start in the playoff game that were 40 and above. Hopefully he's the third. Terry Bradshaw is at that age where he is the man. He has been saying a lot of BS and a lot of whatever for the last 10 years. I don't know how he's still on Fox. He's literally apologizing to 2 people. 100%. He's like Lee Corso. He's like Lee Corso. They keep parading him out here. Every year he's got 3 people to apologize for because he said something like he did it to Mark Sanchez, he did it to Rob Gronkowski. So he's going to say these things. As a player, I agree with Terry Bradshaw in terms of his thinking. He is a diehard Pittsburgh Steeler. Pittsburgh Steeler pays his bills. He's got 4 of those Lombardis with Pittsburgh. He is one of the greatest quarterbacks, air quotes, in that era. And he cares about his franchise. And the Pittsburgh Steelers franchise is in the toilet. I don't care who the head coach is right now. The Pittsburgh Steelers franchise is in the toilet. You don't want to see it further in the toilet from what you've seen out of Aaron Rodgers as a player, as blowing up franchises, the end of the Green Bay deal, the New York deal. He's injured, the ayahuasca. I understand that. I disagree with Terry as a human, and I agree with Aaron. You don't know him.
Right.
You legitimately made all this conversation without talking to Aaron. You're talking about the man and not the player.
Yeah.
Like I had Joe Namath do the same thing to me when I played for the Jets.
Really?
Like legitimately. Joe Namath.
Drunken Joe Namath?
And it's funny, it's centered around that. I got a DUI with the Jets in 2010. It was like during an off day, whatever. Got a DUI. We go out and we lose the next game. They benched me. Still had like 120 anyway. Benched me. Joe Namath made a comment like 2 weeks later. I think we had lost another game. He was like, yo, we're just in a terrible spiral right now. We got distractions like players like Edwards. Like, I don't understand how he's getting DUIs.
What?
And then he mentioned it again. And keep in mind, this is after Joe Namath got into the whole little deal with Susie Cole.
I was just going to say.
This was after that.
Yeah.
Wow.
So when he was drunk on national TV, he's I like to kiss you, the whole 9 yards.
Me too.
So this happened, and then he had the audacity to say that about me.
Wow.
But I had an Aaron Rodgers moment where, look, I'm trying to save my career. I'm trying to put it on a new trajectory. I got out of Cleveland, hated in Cleveland. I got out of Cleveland. I'm in New York. We've had this moment. We're doing good things. I didn't say anything about it. I said, look, Joe. I said, Joe's a legend. I said, you know, that's his mind. He's right. We got to figure something out, and I can't be a distraction, blah, blah, blah. Fast forward, me and Joe cool. Like, every time I see Joe, he purposely seeks me out. If we're at a function together, he knows I'm there or he sees me in the room. He seeks me out because I took the high road and we got to know each other on a personal level. Because I really wanted to go in. I was like, who in the...
Yeah, I don't blame you.
But I took the high road because of my situation. Aaron is now on the road. He's trying to save his legacy. He wants to save his legacy as a person. He wants to save his legacy as a player. And he wants to do everything the right way. This can be a rebirth for him. This is Pittsburgh Steelers, one of the most storied franchises ever. If he does it the right way... Even if they don't win the Super Bowl, Aaron can leave it sounds whatever. Aaron can leave a positive taste in your mouth after the season. I said pause, but how he handles himself this year. And I think he's starting to understand that. That's what happened with me in New York. I understood. You know what? Sure, Joe, you're right. I shouldn't have. I'm an idiot, blah, blah, blah. Meanwhile, I'm trying to get the AFC Championship and potentially.
That's a great story, man.
So, yeah.
But you're right. I mean, Terry Bradshaw says all these things. Aaron Rodgers says he doesn't know me.
Yeah,
they've been in production meetings, okay, and that's fine. Production meetings, you bring in the play-by-play guy, you bring in the color analyst, maybe some of the crew is in there, and they're talking about this, that, and the other thing. They ask for a certain number of guys. They'll ask for Braylon Edwards. They'll ask for the quarterback. They'll ask for a couple of other guys, the coaches. They sit them down for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, all football, boom, it's gone, right? Okay, so he doesn't know him. But Terry Bradshaw was, and again, it sounds like I'm defending Aaron Rodgers, which wasn't necessarily my point, but Terry Bradshaw's sitting there telling him, hey, what are you going to do, bring him in for a year? Oh, no, let's not bring him in for a year. Let's start Mason Rudolph. Let's start Will Howard.
Right.
Okay? Yeah. That's a good idea, starting Will Howard.
And that's why Terry will make a great consultant. Get him off the camera, put him in the office.
But I do think Braylon's right. I mean, he is a Steeler. He cares about the Steelers. Just remember, he had a lot of negative things to say about Ben Roethlisberger.
He did.
Okay, he's acting. There's a borderline of him acting like angry old guy in Gran Torino. Get off my lawn too. And I think he's walking a dangerous line there with a lot of things that he said recently. He said this on a radio station in Arkansas, by the way. He didn't say it in Pittsburgh.
I will say this too, though. Don't let Aaron go up there, and Terry has to be careful. Now, I'm not saying the Steelers are going to do anything. I am not in the mindset that the Steelers are going to do something sneaky. But Terry better be careful. Because don't let Aaron mess around and win a Super Bowl. Terry Bradshaw will be an afterthought.
Yeah,
which he already is.
I'm not sure that's going to happen this year, but that could be one of those long shots of Braylon Edwards before the season begins. I doubt he wants us to take that to the house. When we come back, we will talk about Braylon's breakdown. Corners and wideouts at Lions camp. But first, the merch that you've been looking for. Maybe it's somebody's birthday, and maybe it's Christmas in July.
Let's help the people get fresh, man. Go get you guys some merch, and you got to go get your cut. And Shep will tell you about that too. But are you tired of wearing the same old Detroit sports merch? Well, it's a new era in sports wearables, new designs, amazing apparel, and the ultimate swag. So check out Woodward Sports latest gear at woodwardsports.com and click shop. Hoodies, tees, and hats, they're guaranteed to turn heads. Get the latest designs today at woodwardsports.com and click shop. And guys, run up those likes. We'll turn on another merch giveaway. But until then, Shop got another place you guys can go get fresh at.
Kool-Aid, it doesn't make any sense to have the great-looking merch if your hair looks like a mop.
Tell 'em.
Okay? So what do you do to fix it? You come into Lady Jane's. You see some of these lovely ladies who are really good at what they do. They give you a wash, a cut, a dry, you're all set. It's uncomplicated. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. You walk in, you sign in, and before you know it, you're in a chair and you're looking handsome, you're looking clean, and you are ready for a night out. Lady Jane's open 10 till 8, 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It is wicked awesome.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
Hey, it's Stick from Woodward Sports. I'm out here at the Feldman shop, of course, you know, because they are #1 people. And the Ineos Grenadier, that's the new car that they got. But I got my man here, the Sun God. I'm not lying. His name is Amon-Ra.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He sold me a car.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's up? Come see us out here, baby. We're in Waterford. We got the pre-owns all day. We got the Grenadiers, and we got new Chevys all day. Whatever you need, we got you.
Yeah, and I went with this one. I like it. 2023 Durango. It's used. Only got like 30,000 miles on it. And this guy, man, I was like, listen, this is my price. You either make it happen or I'm out of here.
Easy.
You know what he did? Went to his boss. He's like, I'm making this happen for this guy. Came back, threw the contract on the table. Now I'm in the whip.
Yes, sir. Sign, drive, 0 down, easy money all day.
All right, Feldman, what's the address here, do you know?
5300 Highland Road, Waterford, Michigan, 48327. Open until 6 o'clock every weekday except 9 o'clock on Mondays and Thursdays. It's 4 o'clock on Saturdays. Only day we're not here for you is Sunday. Every other day we're here to get it done, baby.
And his legit name is Amon-Ra. I'm not lying. It was destined. It was meant to be. Woodward Sports found this guy. So thank you very much, man. Enjoying the car, and the kid likes it too. It's nice and safe.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
A network for the city, by the city. Woodward Sports is Detroit Sports.
Attention sports fans, don't miss out on the expert sports insight injuries with Dr. Jeff Pierce, Michigan Sports and Spine. He is our guy. He is the injury insider for you. Livonia, Michigan Sports and Spine, that's where it's at. Call 248-426-9944. You don't have to be an athlete. You can be the typical one-in-the-mill, everyday human being. He'll get you right no matter what that injury is. It can be a back, it can be a shoulder, it can be whatever it is. Dr. Pierce will get you the right diagnosis. So see the guy that cares. Dr. Pierce, Michigan Sports and Spine.
And after that, man, make sure you get that Caesars Sportsbook app. If you download it now and you make your first bet up to $1,000 and it doesn't hit, you'll get it back. I'm not crazy. Scan that QR code or you can enter the code Woodward1000. And if your first bet doesn't hit, you'll get a deposit back to up to $1,000, man. Minimum bet must be $20. So download the Caesars Sports app right now. It's the official sports book of Woodward Sports. Use the code Woodward1000 or scan the QR code on the screen right now to get that app.
And we back.
Somebody in the chat said 16 years or so, Rodgers has been pretty good. We weren't saying Aaron Rodgers wasn't a Hall of Fame quarterback. He is. He's one of the more talented quarterbacks we've seen in our lifetime. What we were saying is,
Hold on.
you know, how he.
What was that comment? What comment was made? Read the comment exactly.
16 years. This is from Shane D. Okay. 16 years or so. So Rodgers was pretty good, man. Definitely a head case, but he did have some high production. I don't think we ever said he didn't.
Thanks a lot, Captain Obvious.
Yeah,
I don't even think that's what the comment was about. Like 16 years, yeah, Aaron Rodgers can play. We're talking about in this space coming up on year 20 after what the last 4 years have been, adding injury in there, and what he's done necessarily kind of in the what are you gonna be space. I think that's what people were scared of with Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, he puts himself out there by some of the things that he has said. Take that. You always do a really good job of that. Separate the man's on-field accomplishments, or lack thereof, and their off-field persona, character, whatever, okay? You're not a 10-time Pro Bowler. You're not a 4-time All-Pro, 4-time MVP, or whatever it is. I think he's 4-time MVP.
4-time.
And a future Hall of Famer, without a doubt.
First ballot.
If you haven't been able to do anything. So no one's doubting his ability. No one is doubting. I mean, the arm angles that he could throw at when he was in his prime. Some people would argue, not me, but I've talked to many ex-NFL player who said this might be the best quarterback they've ever seen. Some people have said that. So
it's semantics for me. I think Aaron's in my class, so if people feel that way, great. That makes my class great. But that's not what it is. In terms of me, nah.
Yeah, no, I don't think there's anything like that. All right, let's get to Braylon's breakdown. Can we? I'm looking forward to this. I was really looking forward to this as soon as we started talking about it. Out at Lions camp, it seems like the corners have had the edge, but this is what we always hear about football. Defense is ahead of offense. So before we get to your breakdown, why do you think that is? Is that a cliche, or is that legit, and if so, why?
Defense is always ahead of offense in training camp because offense, you really have to put this offense in. Like putting the offense in and working it out, getting the rhythm, and then you're not going against – how do I put this? It's not like you're scrimmaging for that defense. You know what I'm saying? It's all right, it's cool. When you're in training camp, you're just putting in your offense based on your offense, what you want it to be, how you want to do it. Here's first down, here's third down, here's red zone. This is what we want to be. Here's the first game, the Los Angeles Chargers. Let's get ready for that. Meanwhile, the defense, you're not scheming for the Detroit Lions. You're not scheming for the Detroit Lions. So when you play them in practice, your stuff isn't for them. So the defense has the edge. They have more success. They know what you're doing. They keep doing the same thing. Defense is scheming for the offense every day. Offense is scheming for the season. Offense is scheming for the upcoming game, the second preseason game, etc. So a lot of times in that regard, the defense will be ahead. The offense is trying to fine-tune things. Once they go scrimmaging where defense is scrimmaging the offense and offense is actually scheming for the Detroit Lions defense, then you'll start to see the offense win. Because right now, secondary is kicking the wide receivers' butt. That's the word coming out of camp right now. We had a play right here that will show – I'll start on that side of the ball, the Amik Robertson one.
The Amik Robertson one?
Yeah, let's start with the Amik Robertson one and Amon-Ra St. Brown having some success out there. So this is right here. This is Amik Robinson on Amon-Ra St. Brown. Amon-Ra St. Brown's trying to run this corner route. He's trying to start, get inside, run the corner route. Amik Robinson not only runs the route for him, he takes it as well. We'll run it back.
That's inside leverage right there.
Inside leverage. Inside leverage. Amon-Ra's trying to break hard on the outside. Usually what happens when the DB turns, when Amon-Ra's going up and the DB turns, when Amon-Ra cuts to the corner, DB gets lost, or he's supposed to go up top. He played that perfectly. He felt Amon-Ra, he stayed with him, and when he was breaking, he hinged his hip and turned and looked for the ball, and the ball was right there. So it's just a perfect breakdown. There's nothing. Look at that. Inside, stayed with it. Didn't go for the move. You saw the little move? Amon-Ra tried to hit him with a little move, get a little inside on the post route. He didn't go for it. Amik shows you that he loves that press man, press coverage. This is good for them. This is good to see that.
If that's an opposing wide receiver, you know what he's doing, though. He's throwing his hands up in the air and saying, come on, man, that's illegal contact downfield on the corner. Had his hands on me. That's what he would be saying.
Talk to us again about Bray. Talk to us again, man. Shout out to the Lions too for the footage.
But that definitely I would complain. Well, I didn't complain. A little 6 foot.
What?
I didn't. 6'4". Like I didn't really. If I complain, it's like I really was egregious.
Okay, then with all due respect, we all think Amon-Ra St. Brown is a top 6 wide receiver. Is that fair? Okay, I don't want to speak for everybody. I think that's fair. Yeah. All right. Kool-Aid thinks he's number 1, but I think he's a top 6 wide receiver. Anything in a Detroit uniform, Kool-Aid says they're number 1. But
you already know me.
But I would ask you, if that's a taller receiver, does Robertson make that play?
He'll still make the play.
He's still got the inside leverage, but
but there's no Calvin Johnson walking around in the NFL today. Like he had good position. He was exactly where he's supposed to be. He was in the hip pocket. He tied it perfect. He turned around. He did every technical thing that you can do on that play as a DB, and he got rewarded for it.
Yeah, like if it's Mike Evans, if it's AJ Brown,
but Mike's 165 wide receiver. AJ Brown maybe because he's a man child.
Okay,
but like. I don't know, because it's not a high point. It's not a lot of receivers anymore to high point the ball. Old school high point. Randy Moss, go up and get it. Our very own Megatron, he's gonna go up and get it. Not a lot of receivers getting the ball like that. A lot of receivers now they try to use the speed, or they try to use, body, putting the body on you, getting you off that way a little bit. So, top 6 for Amon-Ra St. Brown. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
One-on-one is the interesting thing.
I find it interesting. If it's a larger receiver, and you're right about the high point stuff. The Chris Carters are not necessarily in the league in that standpoint per se. Yeah. I mean, maybe Malik Neighbors does that. I don't know.
He's a freaky athlete.
But when you have those guys are really good at climbing over more diminutive corners and taking the ball away. It's become a very strong skill set by the bigger wide receivers these days. If you want to say they're not high-pointed like some of the names we've mentioned, the one thing they do very well is their ability to time over and pulling it back. So that's why I ask if it's two diminutive players, and I'm not taking a shot at a smaller wide receiver in Amon-Ra St. Brown. I'm just wondering if that's a bigger guy. I wonder if that's the same result.
I will say this, though. That part right there, that play right there by Amon-Ra St. Brown, and I know we're supposed to break it down with JAMO, but that play right there by Amon-Ra St. Brown, that's the type of play that has people question, is he top 5, top 6?
Really? In what sense?
It's because of what you just said. When you think about top 5 wide receivers, when you think about the guys, this is one of the knocks on Amon, the short individual. Does that play happen if it's A.J. Brown, who's in the top 5? Does that happen if that's Jamar Chase, who's in the top 5? Yeah. Does that happen if that's
Justin Jefferson
in the top 5? Does that happen if it's Malik Neighbors, who's not in the top 5, but to your point, the athletic ability? Does that happen if it's Garrett Wilson? I've seen Garrett Wilson do that on multiple occasions. Yeah. And so there is the only part of Amon-Ra's game that people question when you say he's top 5 or he's that. Not me, talking about the masses, is because of that play. Like when you think top 5 wide out, he has to be able to do everything. And Amon-Ra St. Brown in one-on-one press coverage, do you trust him to be able to go up and get the ball? Or do you have to run a route to scheme and get him open or let him create some separation?
It's one of the unique positions, if you think about it, where you do have to be able to do everything to be in the top 5. If you're talking about a pass rusher, if you want to be known in the top 5, you got to get home.
100%.
Nobody gives a crap about whether you stop the ball, the running game. Unfortunately, it's true. Okay, the edge rushers, that's what people are looking at. Corners, it's about picks or pass breakups, PBUs, right? Wide receivers, you have to be able to. That's the unknown category. What you're just described there. It's one thing catching the ball. People will look at drops. Amon-Ra St. Brown doesn't drop them. People look at route running. You would know this better than I would, but he seems to be a very, very strong route runner. Is he physical enough? Yes. But can he do that last one thing? It's almost like, well, if you're looking at a baseball player, you want the 5-tool guy, right? If you want the 5-tool guy, does he check all those boxes? How many wide receivers are equivalent to that 5-tool guy where they can do all the things that elite wide receiver is supposed to do?
We had to sit and figure it out. But I will tell you this. Tyreek Hill, who didn't have his best year last year, some injuries, some other things. Who's taller, Tyreek Hill or Amon-Ra St. Brown?
I think Amon-Ra St. Brown.
I know Tyreek Hill to make that catch because I've seen it. As short as Tyreek Hill is, I've seen him make that catch on the sideline, jumping over people or jumping up to make the play. And this is just one play, so this isn't.
Yeah, it's not an indictment on him.
It's not an indictment at all. I also had him in the top 5. Please don't forget the list that I just did 2 weeks ago.
That's right.
But I know Tyreek Hill is gonna make that play. Amon-Ra St. Brown, I'm hoping. And Tyreek Hill is 2 inches shorter.
All right. A lot of people are really excited about Jameson Williams, and for good reason. They thought he took a large step last year. We did a show last week on his praise for John Morton and how he seems to be growing different aspects of his game. What do you got with him from training camp?
This is exactly the type of involvement that you want to see, the evolution that you want to see from Jameson Williams. He talked about it this year. He said, I want to be a better route runner. I want to get better at the little things. And we saw that step last year. He went over 1,000 for the first year, 58 catches. He made some big plays, had some big third down conversions. I did pay attention to that last year. But this is what I want to see. A lot of that's still raw ability. He was just taking off running the go routes, or he's running the slant routes, or they got a specific play, that curl route from the slot that he ran a lot last year. Like, that's a play. I want him to be able to see him do everything, create separation, and, man, yesterday, cue it up, Kool-Aid. So right now, go back.
Yeah, I got a slow down version, too, for you.
This what we're gonna do. Just do the first move. Just do the first move and hit pause.
Got my knee hurting.
Let's do the first move. Line of scrimmage. This is all he's trying to do. He's trying to run a fade stop. All right, pause. Huh? Oh, we can't pause. All right. So anyway, you want to run a fade stop. You want to sell the route like it's a go route. Like Shep, you want to sell like it's a fade route. It is not your job to go out there and try to fade out there and then stop. It's the quarterback's job. You just want to get a nice outside release, stay in phase, keep the DB guessing. He's thinking fade. And then as you start to go up, then you snap, and then you get out. And that's exactly what he did. He snapped. He created not that much movement. He didn't waste any space. The DB is thinking it's a fade route, which is what you want, and the quarterback can put the ball right on the front pylon. This is execution. Because people think fade stop, and this thing, okay, you run a little bit, and then you stop and jump. It's not the case. Fade stop is an actual route. You want to get the ball to the front pylon, and that's what you saw in this play.
We can pause it now, too.
Okay, bet. So, boom. He working the DB, bang, look, gets him off his square. So now he's already created the separation because he sold the DB that he was going to go on the inside. But now, as opposed to just continuing to run outside, he straightens back up. Straightening back up is how you keep the leverage on the 23. Hit play. All right, so he's straightening it up. Now he's looking for the fade fast. Boom, boom. He gets out. My God. He sold it. That's what 4-2 can do for you. Right. So when everyone's talking about, we don't need JAMO, we can get another JAMO back in April, back in May. No, you can't. You cannot get another guy that runs 4-2 that is starting to understand his body like JAMO. You see how fast he pick him up and put him down?
Yeah.
The DB is completely lost. Yeah. Now, this is not Patrick Surtain, but guess what? Pat Surtain's going to fall for this too. He is.
Because of the speed.
Because of the speed, because of the suddenness, and because no wasted movement. He is fast. He is sudden. He's not wasting any movement. There's nowhere for the DB to lean on and feel like, I know he's going to do this.
What would you grade that route run right there?
That's an A. That's a crispy A.
Look at the hands.
Like,
Look at
that
the hands.
is crispy.
Ooh,
you let that come into his body though a little bit there.
I was going to say that.
I don't want to be a jerk about things. He's made it, all right? But those aren't hands right there. He's letting that come into the pads.
Okay, if you're going to say that, then the quarterback's got to put on the pylon, not put it behind him.
Sure.
Because we'll have the same situation as Mark Andrews and Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
Who arguing over who dropped and who threw a bad throw.
Who cares? He caught it, right? Who cares? I look at more the route than I do the catch there.
Yeah.
His ability to find that open space, his ability to create room, I think is really special.
What happens in that two-shot, because you're absolutely correct, as a wide receiver, you want to catch the ball with your hands. You want to make sure you use the hands. The hands are your best friend. But sometimes in spaces like that where he's reaching behind, he doesn't know where the DB is, and if he reaches with hands, sometimes DB can just, boom, put that hand in there and knock it down. Boom, knock it down. Yeah. When you do this, he put the shoulder in front of the DB. So, you don't want to catch the body, but he blocked him with the shoulder. So now he caught it and blocked it.
That's on purpose.
100%.
I love that break. First of all, it's excellent.
Yeah, that's great. So that's an excellent route. He made it easy. I have to do much.
Kudos to Kool-Aid for getting it. Kudos to
Appreciate
you for the breakdown.
Kool-Aid.
It's absolutely fantastic. Those are the little nuances I love about football. that I don't think any three of us would have caught without you bringing it up. The shoulder, the ability, like, first of all, straightening up to get the cornerback, thinking he's doing a fly route.
I definitely didn't notice that he looked up for the fade.
Second of all, his shoulder separation, or his ability to put his shoulder between himself and the D-back, that allowed him to make the catch near the pylon the way he made the catch.
I was watching the national championship in 2023, whatever the game was that he got hurt in. We drafted him in 23, so it would have been 22. Anyway, watching him in that Georgia game, amazing balance. And I thought he had strong ACLs. Apparently he didn't, but I think we got that fixed since then. Just amazing what he can do in terms of be able to do. This isn't average work that people can do. This isn't something, it might be 50. There's not that many guys in the league that can do that in terms of the wiggle room, in terms of the ACLs, in terms of the balance and power, the shiftiness that low. Now, I don't care how good you are at DB. I don't care how good you are. You know how tough it's going to be to cover Jameson Williams if he can run routes like that, if he can manipulate space like that, if he can give himself two-way goals like that. Because now you're so ready for him to go deep. You're so ready for it to be a go route, and I just got to take up and open up because I know I got to run with him. He can put his foot in the ground at 9 yards, at 7 yards, at 15 yards, and stop. Once he stops, you're not stopping for at least 3 yards.
Going to be, right? I mean,
pay him?
Do you extend him? Do you pay him? That's the big question, and people in Detroit want that answer. I'm not saying we can give it to him now, nor could Brad Holmes. I think it'd be foolish to do it. But when they're trying to balance out who you're going to sign next, now that you've got certain guys locked up, Brian Branch, who you'll break down as well, because Brian Branch has been great, because you talked about how the corners have had their way, and then we just saw wide receiver have his way. So you're going to bring up Branch, but people are wondering what the prioritization is for this organization. Not that you know particularly, but when you see plays like that and you see a young man grow the way he has, and we have to remind people just how young he truly is and how he's going to get better, you can't help but wonder, if you're a Lions fan, well, would you sign him long term?
Yes, because this wide receiver room I don't trust without him. I don't feel the same way about the wide receiver room as a whole without Jameson Williams. With Jameson Williams, oh my God, I love the wide receiver room. It's Amon-Ra St. Brown, he's all pro. You got JAMO running, he's gonna be able to do this. You got a couple of young kids that I like as well, but you got Tesla on, maybe what's he gonna be? He can learn under Tim Patrick. Take JAMO and the 4.2 and all the ability what this potentially could be. Like, who's my number 2? Is it Tim Patrick? Is it Tesla, who you're trying to tell me is going to be the guy? Maybe is it Loving, the young kid out of Georgia who was doing pretty good returning some punts and catch. So that it's different. JAMO adds an element that only 3 teams maybe have, and that speed. But actually now he's developed some skill with that speed, some route running ability, some trust with that. Like, that looks freaky. You take him out of there, it's like, is Sam Laporta going to give me the same numbers? Is Sam Laporta going to give me the same mismatch opportunities?
Yeah, and we got some feedback from the chat too. Dante151 in the chat says, at Woodward Sports, this needs to be a weekly Tuesday segment with Braylon Edwards. Like, seriously, it was a great breakdown. We'll get it full speed, and we'll get it slowed down as well, because it's epic. And Shep, you're cooking up some good questions, man.
I get a microphone so I can stand up and do it.
I'm not kidding. It is excellent. I mean, that's what this show can bring that no other show, whether it be on this network or any other radio or television network, can bring.
Talk about it.
The ability to break that down, and with that video. Now I would tell you, if you're somebody out there looking to get your company name out there, jump on board with that.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what it's about.
So you're saying Stephen A. Smith couldn't break down LeBron James' game the way Braylon just. Hey, I'm just asking. I'm just an average sports guy. I don't know. Stephen A. Smith didn't play in the league.
Let me get a receptacle so I can throw up in it real quick. Somebody else in the chat said, "Hey, listen, Amon-Ra St. Brown. I'm throwing it to him every single time. He's a first down machine." It's a good point. He moves the chains. Only Jamar Chase had more first down catches last year. I think sometimes, all the time, if you're not saying something all the time positive about one of your better players, people think you don't like him, and that couldn't be further from the truth. We like him a lot. We've said he's a top 6. You say he's a top 5 wide receiver in the National Football League. We're saying, though, that in order for you to be elite, if you want to be a top 5 guy, if you want to be the best guy, there are certain plays you have to make. Yeah. And I can't speak to it as much as a guy who played the sport at the highest level, so I'm going to take his critique, and I think it's worthy. Look, I mean, there are guys out there right now who would I want Bryce Harper? Would I want Aaron Judge? You're damn right I would. Do I worry about their swing and miss? Yes.
Yeah.
It's okay. It happens, right? They're not robots, man. They're not perfect. Go ahead. More.
Yeah, definitely. We got super chats. 2 of them to clean up. I'm going to read the first one that Mike Wary sent. The first one was, let's get those likes in the chat. We need 100 ASAP, right? His second one he sent another one, man. So shout out to Michael Wary with the $2 super chat. He says, chat, we got the 100+ likes. Thank you guys for the support. We got there about 10 minutes ago. Yeah. So we got still 35 minutes to run these likes up. Let's get to 150, y'all. And then Burn with the $5 super chat says, if Amik Robertson was on Justin Jefferson, JJ would have 0 catches on the day. Amik has just been his kryptonite going back to the Raiders. This is weird. Shout out to you guys, man. Thank you guys for supporting out there.
This is my thought on the elite wide receiver, and we can drop it for till the season starts, and then we can bring it back. When you're elite, when you're a top 5, your play transcends no matter what team you're on. Like, that's the pure definition of the elite. That's the pure definition of the 5 or the top 5. So when you look at wide receivers, if A.J. Brown plays in insert space, Justin Jefferson insert space, Amon-Ra insert space, are you confident that they will be as impactful as they are? Because once you do that, it takes out who's the offensive coordinator, who's the coach, who's the running back, what's the scheme? Did you scheme them over?
Can I play devil's advocate?
Please.
Doesn't it depend on who the quarterback is, too?
Yeah, 100%. Yes.
I mean, with all due respect, you didn't have great quarterbacks at your disposal. Don't tell me that didn't play a factor in your production. It 100%. Absolutely does.
100%.
Okay. So how can we say that it transcends if you don't have the right quarterback? Now, with that said, I would have been wrong last year about Justin Jefferson, who had a hell of a year because his quarterback had a hell of a year, and his quarterback, probably a big reason he had a hell of a year, was because Justin Jefferson was on his team.
Yeah, true. You still have some quarterbacks you still have receivers that get yards for quarterbacks that are just okay. Like, you still have guys like Brian Thomas Jr. found 1,100 yards last year with Trevor Lawrence, who has given us nothing.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah, you can receive good receivers find yards regardless. Yeah, or good players.
Yeah. I think the quarterback is the debate will rage on forever, and I don't know if there's always the right answer, but I distinctly remembering taking phone calls from people. The only reason Stafford is any good is because he's got Calvin Johnson. I'm like, well, he's made some other guys pretty good. Did we say that about Joe Montana? Seriously, I mean, did we say that about other great quarterbacks who had John Mackey was a really good tight end? Does anybody say that about Johnny Unitas? Did anyone seriously? When Dan Fouts was throwing for all those yards, did anybody say that about the people he had at his disposal, like Charlie Joyner, like John Jefferson, like Kellen Winslow Sr.? What about Dan Marino? He had the marks, right? He had Duper and Clayton. Yeah. They were phenomenal. They weren't tall. They weren't Megatron, but they were damn good receivers. Anyone say that about them? No. Why is that? So I just think it goes hand in hand. I think it's really hard to be a really high-end receiver if you don't have a decent enough, I would say a very good quarterback.
What does Amon-Ra season look like if he's in place of A.J. Brown?
Ooh.
Like, how does it? Because Jalen Hurts is now your quarterback. What does the season look like for Amon-Ra St. Brown?
Well, I don't know. But personally, I don't know what Jalen Hurts has to do to impress people. I mean, he's done just about everything you could ask for. If this is anybody other than Jalen Hurts, who sometimes is seen as a running quarterback, look at his numbers. Look at his playoff numbers. Look at his collegiate numbers. Yeah. Look at his regular season numbers. All that dude does is win football games.
And you know how
and everybody, not saying Braylon does, but everybody just wants to go, I tell you what, man, I'll take this guy over Jalen Hurts any single day. Oh, why is that? He's got a great offensive line. Oh, so if you got a great the team game, right? The team sport, the ultimate team sport, if you have an offensive line, punish you, shame on you. Doesn't make any sense to me.
Look, and as much as I love Jared Goff, I got to admit, it's still weird to see him popping up ahead of Jalen Hurts in like quarterback rankings and such. It's a weird thing. I get you. He seems to be, for a guy who just won the Super Bowl, he seems to be one of those guys that easily gets dismissed when you talk about the elite and the great quarterbacks in this league. They just find a way, at least the list I've seen, to put him at like 7 or 8. And a lot of times behind Jared Goff.
Well, like, 1, he's black, and 2, like, he threw for 15 touchdowns last year. Like,
I don't know if being black has anything to do with it. Patrick Mahomes is number 1.
Yeah, because Patrick Mahomes has won 3-4 Super Bowls. Lamar Jackson is doing things that no one has ever done except Mike Vick.
But he hasn't won any playoff games.
And that's what
big.
And people always say the same thing about him.
But he's still in the top 5
yes,
on every person's list. Every poll they have it.
This is true because he has to be. You can't negate it. Like Lamar Jackson in this league, you cannot negate. Like Patrick Mahomes in this league, you cannot negate. So, yes, they're up there. Jalen Hurts is very negatable due to stats, due to previous.
I think it's because of his stature.
I think
he's been in the league 7 years.
Yeah.
He's been to the playoffs 7 times.
Yeah.
He's been the top 2 MVP/Heisman twice, combining his college years.
A lot of runner.
Okay. He's been a Super Bowl. His one loss record, okay, regular season and postseason. Anybody want to care to guess? 100. Okay, just 109 games. What do you think the wins are?
Probably 80.
80. What do you say, Kool-Aid?
Yeah, say that one more time.
Thanks for paying attention, Lisa. 109 games.
Yeah.
What would his wins be?
Ooh,
the answer is 89.
89.
Wow, he's 89 and 20.
I was about to say 90.
89 and 20.
I would have lost that Price is Right game.
Yeah, and so to me, it's confusing. And look, we're all guilty of it. We all just I've got the top 5. Who's QB6? That's what everybody loves to answer because we all know who the 5 are, right? And then the debate really starts at 6. And to Kool-Aid's point, Jared Goff's in that discussion. How many people have Jalen Hurts? Not many.
He'll never get that credit because we'll never be able to unsee him getting benched at halftime in a national championship game and then getting drafted 3rd round. Like, that's, you can say what you want to, that's what it is. All the stars, you don't have that story for him. You can't see that. He started on getting benched, not being good enough, quote unquote, having to transfer to Oklahoma, and what did he do? Came up short yet again at Oklahoma. So then now it's, is he a quarterback? Is he a hybrid? Can we bring him in? Yeah, we'll draft him, but we'll draft him in the 2nd, 3rd round. Struggles. So, all people can see is got benched, struggled. Oh, well, he won. It's the offensive line. It's the defense. It's how he rolls, man. It's Saquon rushes for 2,000. Because we cannot take our minds out of he got benched for Tua Tagovailoa.
Yeah.
And Tua Tagovailoa ain't that good in the NFL.
Yeah.
No disrespect. So if he's not, and he got benched for him, people can't see past that.
That's a really good point. Personally, I don't even look at that because I look at his NFL career, but I'm the one who inserted the collegiate aspect of it, so it's an excellent point. But I guess I would immediately go to Tom Brady. I mean, Tom Brady shared snaps with Drew Henson. Tom Brady was a 6th-round choice. We're all well aware of it. Yeah. Tom Brady didn't start right away. So he was able to – how many people look at his collegiate career where he wasn't even mentioned in the Heisman or where he had to share time and that he was a 6th-round draft pick? The 6th round is shoved down our throat on a regular basis because he's the greatest of all time. But it is interesting how we label players or we remember what they do or did not do and then keep them tagged with that for as long as they play.
I got a great one on the opposite side of that.
All right.
Trevor Lawrence. Why are we still thinking he's going to be this great quarterback? It's because he won the national championship. It's because he beat Alabama. It's because he was the Gatorade Player of the Year. It's because they told us that Trevor Lawrence was the next coming when they paid him $250 million. Yeah. So it's the opposite side. They told us for so long that Trevor was this guy. People still waiting for Trevor to show up. Newsflash, he ain't coming.
Right.
He ain't coming.
Right. And by the way, I think it also
he ain't coming.
It also helps his size and his arm strength. We're just enamored with it.
He's a freaky athlete.
He could be the second coming of Jeff George, and it just wasn't happening, right?
Yeah.
So
100%.
No, it's a great discussion. It really is. Quick, really good discussion about good steaks and a good place to go to get those steaks. Black Rock.
I feel like I never get a chance to talk about those steaks. The steaks are fire. They literally let you cook it yourself. 755 degrees on the volcanic rock. That's what we usually want to talk about. But it's those summer giveaways, man, and they have more summer giveaways. Congrats to our filet winner, Gretchen Peters from Portage. We talked about that yesterday. But let's get you in. Next up, lucky winner could level up your backyard. Got that Traeger grill for you. All you got to do, scan this QR code above my head, get you in there for that Traeger grill. And then if you enter that, it also gives you a chance to get into the 4-ticket home opener, September 14th. You know what time that is. Football season right around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
We want to get you there, man. We want to get you to a game. Want to get you a brand new grill. All you got to do is scan the QR code. And also, go eat. That's the biggest thing. Go to Black Rock, have yourself a meal.
Making me hungry.
Hey, tell them how they can get there too, Shep.
Hey, he just brought up grill. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of different ways you use the word grill. You can use the grill like he just talked about with Black Rock. You use the word grill with your teeth sometimes.
Elite transition.
And grill with cars.
Shep's
right?
cooking, y'all.
We had the car. Cooking, I get the whole... there you go. There's another key one. Les Stanford Buick and GMC. Great offers for everyone. Whatever grill turns you on for your car, truck, SUV. Get a 2025 Hummer EV SUT lease special right now. $599 a month plus tax. Don't forget about the 2025 Sierra Double Cab Elevation lease special. It's only $169 a month. Get to Les Stanford today. Check out their massive inventory. Those are just a few of their beautiful looking rides with good looking grills. Les Stanford, Buick and GMC. For all these specials, go to lesstanford.com.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Ever wonder what goes on inside the game?
Deep ball's got a man and got him. Touchdown, Braylon Edwards.
Join Braylon Edwards and Shep.
Edwards has it. 10-5, touchdown.
On the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep.
Ball looks in zone. Got Edwards for the touchdown.
Where they dive deep into the heart of sports. Weekdays from 2 to 4 p.m., they're bringing you expert analysis, exclusive interviews, and a fresh perspective on the sports you love. Don't miss it, only on the Woodward Sports Network. The most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media, and we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
How do people feel about getting a Planet Fitness membership for $15 a month? How do they like working out in a clean and spacious gym that's filled with equipment for every workout? And how about free fitness training in the judgment-free zone that leaves them feeling energized all day long? Join Planet Fitness today with the free PF app, online or in club, and start getting that big fitness energy for $15 a month.
WoodwardSports.com and click on Shop. Get the latest in Detroit sports apparel and exclusive Woodward Sports gear. WoodwardSports.com can get the whole team outfitted. Love the Pistons, Red Wings, and Tigers? We got something for you, too. Shop online at WoodwardSports.com.
Why do we fight? We fight to protect the innocent, to hold the powerful accountable, to bring the oppressors to justice. Why do we fight? We fight to secure and preserve our civil liberties, to get each and every one of our clients the justice they deserve, and to make the lives of real people just like you whole again. ThenFights.com.
Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential, and now through August 31st. That's right, it's coming up, but you still got a little bit of time. Teens, get out the house, 14 to 19, you get a chance to work out for free. That's right, the 5-finger discount. That means free for all you young kids out there. It's get in the gym, man. Look, your mental health is just as important as physical health. We want to get you out of the house, we want to get you away from screens, we want to get you in the gym, man. Feel good, look good. That's what it is, man. Like Primetime said, man, you feel good, you look good, you play good. That's what we want you to be. We want you to be the best version of yourself. And we want to help you do it. There's no judgment here at Planet Fitness. It's the home of the judgment-free zone. So pull up on Planet Fitness. We got your back, man. It's where you work out. Planet Fitness, where your fitness is, essential.
And make sure you stay connected to Woodward Sports on all social platforms. We're on Facebook, X, Instagram. Can't forget about YouTube, Twitch, and TikToks. Make sure you follow us for the latest sports news, live updates, and, of course, that behind-the-scenes actions. Don't miss out. Hit that follow button now and be a part of Detroit's #1 digital sports network. That is Woodward Sports everywhere. At Woodward Sports on all platforms.
And our social media presence is #1. I mean, it's the amount of social media that Woodward Sports puts out is the best in the business.
Capture
it's
everything.
Really, really good stuff. My hope is that, in case you missed it, the Braylon Breakdown, that should be sponsored by somebody out there, so jump on board.
Get that going.
You'll be able to see too, and you'll recognize it, and somebody will recognize it as elite as it was. I don't want to move on without you bringing up the Brian Branch example either. Now, I don't want you in front of I would love to see it on the big screen and you walk me through it. If I can stand Kenny Smith doing that, I can stand Braylon Edwards doing it.
Yeah, we'll get to it eventually. Just imagine wireless. So now imagine that I have, boom, I put on my wireless headphones.
That's right.
And then get it. So now as I'm doing exactly what he did, I can take
Yep, as he's doing the breakdown. He can take you through it, he said. I'm going to narrate this so he gets back to his microphone, people.
There you go.
I am
how you get off the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
But if we have that breakdown here, you get the pointer and you do what you're supposed to do, like you do in a film session.
Yeah.
So Brian Branch, which I would love, I mean, you talk about film watching. How much
that would fire me up, man. I got fired up with the segment today.
Oh my God, you get goosebumps. You get goosebumps.
Branch?
Listen, folks, you think you watch film or you think you watch a game the right way.
Yeah.
Then you watch it with a guy who did it for a living.
Yeah.
It's two separate things.
He sees what we can't see.
I don't watch games the same way I watched them before I got into television.
100%.
So, for example, I watch replays. I watch timing of graphic. I watch it for content and storytelling. All these different ways that I watch it. When you watch a football game, while we're watching the football, I'd love to know what he's watching, but I'd love to show us the various things that made a certain play successful. Chalkboard, call it, chalk talk, whatever. Go right ahead. Braylon's breakdown is perfect for it. We've got one more, right?
Yeah.
I want to tell us a little bit about Brian Branch and what you noticed.
So this came out of camp. And this is something that I noticed last season, but had a couple people inside, a couple of my friends that are in the business, they were talking about today. Him not getting drafted because of his DB skill as well as his speed is criminal. It is criminal. That's what came up last year. Can he cover the slot receiver? Can he cover receivers on tight ends on the outside? This is going to be a problem for him. The lack of speed. And ladies and gentlemen, he's going to be the best player on defense if he already isn't. Like this is my take.
Hold on, whoa.
This is my take.
Not best in amongst the defensive backs. You said best player on the defense. That does have Aidan Hutchinson, who they say is showing out right now.
And
yeah, right.
Look,
he said what he said.
And I said what I said. Brian Branch is and will be the best player on the defense for the Detroit Lions. The things that he's doing at camp, ladies and gentlemen, Amon-Ra St. Brown ain't had a catch on him in 2 days.
Wow.
Ooh. This is coming out of the camp. This is coming from people I trust. Hasn't had a catch on him in the last 2 days. I saw some film via a phone. It's his technique. The technique that you see at Mick Robinson. We need to talk to his DB coach. Because the DB for the Detroit Lions right now, they know what they're doing. But I'm just excited that his technique is there. He has the comfortability to, one, he gets the opportunity to work with an all-pro wide receiver on a daily basis as Amon-Ra St. Brown. But he's locked into that. I think the dynamics of his speed, they say he looks faster this year. He's a blitzing safety that can cover wide receivers or tight ends that can legitimately be where you need to, and he is a high-impact player. I'm talking about action. That's what I was talking about. Yeah. Those players are rare these days. Like, they're rare. He is an old-school Earl Thomas, and Earl Thomas was damn good coming out of Texas.
I like that.
He just reminds me of what Earl can do, but I think even better in DB space. So if the trajectory stays the same, he's going to be the best player, maybe even on this team. Like, I just see I just see something different in him.
Let me ask you, how much do you think it helps a guy like Brian Branch to go up against guys like Amon-Ra St. Brown and Jameson Williams, and vice versa to go up against guys who you've already broken down, but also including Brian Branch.
He's seeing all types of wide receivers across the spectrum. You're seeing the tall wide receiver in Tesla. I mean, he's young, so he'll be able to have his way with Tesla. But you're seeing a young, gifted, physical specimen that he's giving up height. He's giving up speed. He's giving up some size. He has to rethink his inks. Jameson Williams, who he went to college with, who he's already worked with. JAMO run 4.2 and is dropping his hips better than Megan Thee Stallion at this point.
Boy.
like you know what I'm saying? So to get a chance to work with him on a day-to-day basis, and Amon-Ra St. Brown in terms of the cerebral space that he plays the young, and he's physical. That's good for Brian Branch too. Brian's a physical type of safety. He's a physical secondary guy. So he's working out with 3 different types of individuals, and Tim Patrick as well, who's a good high pointer, if you will. He's learning a lot of different skills at that DB position, not to mention he's figured the safety part out.
So shout out to Deshae Townsend, Ron.
He's 100%.
So he would be the passing game defense and defensive backs coach.
Deshae used to come to the the Jerome Bettis camp when I was going, and then eventually I helped work the camp as well.
Really?
Deshae was way back then. Deshae's all, I told you I overlap with people, man.
Hey, I do gotta, as we talking about the defense, you did spark a little bit of something in the chat here. Lions 57 Restore actually put his top 3 defensive players. He put Hutch number 1, Branch number 2, and number 3, Jack Campbell. Who would be your top 3, bro? And Shep.
That's fine. I like that. The only thing about that is Aidan didn't get to where everyone thinks he did. People think Aidan finished runner-up in the defensive player of the year. They think he finished top 3. He never got to that point because of the injury. So watch out. It's gonna take some time. I heard some things out of camp about him too, shedding blocks right now. But
so you got what? Branch?
Brian Branch 1, Jack Campbell 2, Aidan 3.
Ooh.
I'm not mad at that.
I'm not an idiot. Aidan's definitely the straw potentially that could stir the drink, but
when you look at his pressures, I mean, the guy played less than half a season. He was still top 35 in sacks, which is crazy, and still was among the league leaders in quarterback pressures overall. That's how dominant he was early on. I understand the hesitation. I would probably put Hutchinson 1, Branch 2, maybe even either a DJ Reed or a Kirby Joseph 3.
Oh.
Okay. I like Jack Campbell a lot. I really do. But DJ Reed has proven an awful lot, and Jack Campbell has not done what Kirby Joseph has done.
Has DJ Reed done it with this team now? Like, he did it with one of the best defenses essentially in the last 3 years.
Yeah.
With that defensive line, with being on the opposite side, he was DB2.
Yeah. He was overshadowed by Sauce Gardner. Shout out to the Detroiter, but he had a better year than Sauce Gardner. So
he's going against the number 2 DBs.
Wide receivers, you mean? He's going against the number 2 wide receivers. Okay. I don't know the breakdown of their of how often that was taking place. Were they playing a certain side of the field, or were they playing certain wide receivers, and was always that way? I'm not sure. All I know is that he had pretty good success, and he's looked really good in camp so far. So I would just because he didn't do it with Detroit, I try not to punish him. Kirby Joseph might be number 3 for me. It's hard to look past what he did a year ago. Yeah. I think we're splitting hairs. I think it's a great conversation, and it's fun, maybe for the first time in a long time, that we're even able to rank as many players
tough
as we have in this conversation.
And it really is tough. I think you can ask 10 to 20 different people, and you're going to see at least 4 or 5 combinations. Yeah. Sure. Because even yours, I was like, you can't really say anyone's wrong. And I think that's a good problem.
That's a beautiful
I call it first world problems for the Detroit Lions.
Yeah, amen to that. So quick question for you guys before we get out of here. We get the mailbag coming up. So a couple of things, 2 things. First and foremost, Luka Doncic looks like a completely different person. Okay? When he played in Dallas, he looked like he had breakfast, lunch, and dinner at Dunkin' Donuts.
He also averaged 33, 12, and 11.
Yeah, unbelievable numbers. Yeah. Still one of the greatest players in the world.
Yeah.
Dallas was ripped constantly because they actually brought that up. They actually brought up that he's not in great shape. Anybody who watched him play a full game, well, I think it does matter.
Does it?
I really do. I do. I think it does matter. Anybody who ever watched him play, offensively gifted, without question. But how many times would you have been pissed off if your guy's not running back and playing in Matador defense? Or do you want him to just be one type of player? I would like complete players, personally. If I'm going to pay a superstar, and he's going to get the extension this weekend with the Lakers, and rightfully so, I would like if I'm going to pay him that much money, I want him to play both ends of the floor. Is that so bad?
But I feel like him playing both ends has nothing to do with his physique. He can just play defense.
It has to do with whether or not he can get up and down the floor.
I mean, it doesn't stop him from what was his average?
This is 2025. Like, no one plays both ways anymore. Like, you got a handful of guys that play both ways, so they can.
So we've accepted it.
So that
yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah, like to complain about to me is absurd at this point. Like Luka Doncic, I think it's deeper than just being in shape and they wanted me to get in shape and I didn't want to get in shape and then they traded me, so now this is my revenge body. I think there was a lot of fracturedness with the Dallas Mavericks.
I think so too.
He got drafted by Mark Cuban, who then sold the team. He went to the Western Conference Finals with Jalen Brunson. Then they got rid of Jalen Brunson. Yeah. So I think for him it was like a rebellious like. They don't want to give me 100%. I'm not giving them 100%. I'm going to do my offensive deal, which I always do, which is going to be enough. And the other stuff we'll figure out.
Okay.
Now he's gone.
That's fine. And to each his own. I find it, and I don't think Dallas did the right thing by any stretch, but I do find it rather humorous that suddenly he's in great shape and everyone's like, wow, when you put his mind to it, look at what he can do. Oh, yeah. That's what Dallas was asking him to do in the first place, and I don't think it's out of reach that an organization, when you reward a player for as much money as he's earning, to expect them to stay in shape instead of eating cheeseburgers at night and donuts in the morning. So that's number one. And number two, if we're willing to accept that, some people are, you guys are, I'm not, then I assume that's okay in just about every sport. Like the strikeouts don't bother you one bit in baseball, right?
No, it's the physique doesn't bother me.
No, you're saying he doesn't. I'm telling you, he doesn't play both ends of the floor. You say it's 2025. It doesn't matter anymore. You say it doesn't matter. All that matters is the offense.
No, I'm saying his physique doesn't matter. When they complain about him not looking like he's in shape.
And my response to you was, because it is affecting his defense. He can't get down the floor. It's Matador. You got to watch him. You had to have watched him.
My argument is that it doesn't affect his offense. He doesn't. He doesn't want to play defense. That's a mental thing. It has nothing to do with physique. Because once he gets the ball,
I think it's both.
I think
it's both. I don't. He may not want to. I don't think he can because he's carrying 40 extra LBs.
And where you really notice it is with the new guard that's starting to enter the league. They just look a tick faster than Luka. Even in games where you see Luka and Cade, everybody say Cade is slower. But it's just a difference, and I know that Cade takes a lot of pride in like his physique, his health, his regimen, similar to our guy Braylon up there. But when you look at Luka, I've noticed that the hype that he had, it really started to cool. He is still an offensively elite player, but I do believe him being like in better shape and being more consciously aware about that will make him even greater.
He's one of the best offensive players I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Okay. He's one of the best shooters I've ever seen. Though. All I'm saying is, personally, I like my superstars to play both ends of the floor.
Yeah, two-way.
And if it's gone away in today's NBA, or if it's gone away in today's professional sports, what are we willing to surrender in football? Are you okay with drop passes? What difference does it make as long as he's got 100? Why?
No, but that has nothing to do with the physique. But
what is
no. I'm talking about playing both. I'm playing.
Got you. Okay,
to the fullest,
I'm sorry. You
to
led
the
with
fullest
the
of your
Yeah,
position.
no, 100%.
And I know it's a little different because basketball, you got to play both ends of the floor. Football, you don't. So it's probably an unfair example. Yeah. But you do have to play the full game.
When you let James Harden win the MVP and told me he's the best player in the league in 2017, like what are we talking about?
Yeah, I didn't vote that.
I understand what you did.
In fact, I have a debate on TV about that. I wouldn't want James Harden.
But the powers that B did.
Yes.
The players voted for it.
Correct.
The media voted for it. Like the time voted for it. So like I knew then. At the end of the day, it is what it is. Every once in a while, you get lucky and you have an MVP like Giannis, who plays defense and plays offense. Mm-hmm. But for the most part, Cats is offensive. Yeah. That's the league we play in.
Yeah, that's the reason I do like a guy like Giannis Antetokounmpo. I like the under-the-radar guys like Pascal Siakam and players like that who can give you both ends of the floor.
Give me a Siakam here in Detroit, man. Before he went to the Pacers, that was a player that we were hoping, especially with his ties to Dwayne Casey, that they could get here. Because we still do not have a player like that. We hope that guys like Jalen Duren can step into that
huge
Bam
help,
and Siakam stuff. But we still don't have a player like that, and I think we desperately need one.
I don't disagree. Let's get to the mailbag, shall we?
I was just about to say, man, the people are inspired by Braylon and Shep's top 3, top 4, top 5 defensive players here for the Lions. So we got some of that, and we got some questions as well. We'll start with the list, and I'll tell you guys the questions. We'll start with the super chat. Michael Wary sends in his top 5 defensive players, $2 super chat. He has Aidan Hutchinson, Brian Branch, Kirby Joseph, Aleem McNeil, and Terrion Arnold. Man, what do you guys think about that one? He sent it in the super chat, so I figured I'd throw it back to the desk.
That's a good one. And to be honest, based on the play of the last couple of years, it's probably the case. Aleem's not playing right now, so I didn't think to put him on there. But I don't have a problem with that at all. I think he started to take that jump last year. And I go back to that Indianapolis Colts game. Colts may not have been any good. Anthony Richards may not have been any good. But Quentin Nelson is one of the best offensive linemen in the NFL in the past 25 years. You can say what you want to. He got dish rag by Aleem McNeil. Like, when I say dish rag by Aleem McNeil, I forget. Yeah, I can't wait till he gets back.
You know how I feel about Terrion Arnold. I think he's going to have a really good year, and I really like it. But I would put Jack Campbell ahead of Terrion Arnold without question.
Definitely. And I see here, Arf also said Aleem McNeil over DJ Reader, and then a lot of Hutch love in here. To get to some of these other lists, Joe says Hutch, Branch, Joseph, Enzo, and Campbell. And then I'm seeing a lot of Randall Smalls. He says Hutch, Branch, and McNeil for him for his top 3.
I think Aleem McNeil's a little underrated.
I agree.
I mean, league-wide. I mean, fan media-wise, league-wide, if you want to, I think coaches really respect him. But I don't think he gets enough love.
It's crazy, too, because before the 2023 season, remember, he was at ESPN. He got voted League Freak. Like, he was one of the guys they did, like, the preseason voting on what players were. Yeah. You remember that, Kool-Aid? His was, like biggest freak in terms of the ability to come off the ball, low, drive the pile. Like, and then he started playing well, or playing up to. Oh, it was last year.
He'll be missed.
Last season.
Yeah, I was going to say it's before last year. He'll be missed.
Heck yeah.
It's hard to replace guys who are. I mean, I think he's an elite defensive tackle. I really do. I think it's tough to replace those guys. You know, I don't think it's much different. Ragnow was probably better at his position than McNeil was at his. Ragnow was unbelievable. Those guys, you just don't find those guys and plug in and play and say, oh, we're going to be just fine. And it's going to take some time.
And I'm glad this ties it back into the beginning of the show.
Yep.
Tyrell Williams. He was able to pull that out of McLean. Tyrell Williams, like that's going to be one. But the cool thing about it is when you have coaches that he knew he wasn't going to be here past last year. He knew going to the situation when my boy gets a job, I'm going with my boy. Yeah. The Lions knew that as well. I guarantee you, he passed his information to his defensive line in such a way, like, look. This is what you got. This is what I want you to watch. This is what I want you to dial into. I think they had that conversation because you knew he wasn't going to be here past once Vrabel got a job.
And in case people were wondering, that's where he is now. He's with Mike Vrabel in New England.
100%. All right. Hey, I got a fun. Well, Stephen Baffey just sent in his top 3 or 5 current defensive players: Hutch, Branch, Kirby, and Reed, and Arnold, and said from what he's seen this year, he thinks this Lions defense is going to be top 5. But here's a fun question from Joe. It says Mailbag, Braylon. If you could have chosen to play any other position than wide receiver in the NFL, which would have been?
Ooh, I like that.
Say shortstop.
You talking in any league or just football?
Yeah. Let's say football as well as any league.
Football and safety. I like hitting people. And when I was playing, like, safeties got paid. I still could be a ball hog. I still get to the end
safety?
Zone.
Come on, bro.
Darren Sharper
you messing people up.
Darren Sharper was a badass.
Darren Sharper was badass. Yeah. That's why I would. So safety. Because I lay cats out. Like, I love it.
Because he fired up.
Hey, how many wide receivers do you know love to hit? Or is that a misconception? Because that's the belief. It's like, oh, man, they don't want to get after it.
The ones today, unless they play for the Lions, they don't really. Because even the bigger ones stay. Like, A.J. Brown's a big dude. A.J.'s not out there trying to hit by him. He's trying to catch passes.
What about DK Metcalf?
DK is not trying to hit either.
He's a big dude.
Yeah, but being big doesn't mean you want to hit.
That's
DK
true.
likes to hit if you, like, get under his skin. Mm-hmm. Like, you can get him off his square. That was one of the reasons why, like, going to Steelers and getting paid all that money, everybody was like, you sure y'all want to pay him? You can get him out of his game, and now he wants to turn into you want to hulk up. But, like, as soon as the game starts, I'd rather a run play so I can set the tone for myself mentally so I can go out, smack somebody. Now I got the adrenaline going. Now I'm cool. Now I can play game. Now I can go out and catch a pass, run a route. What's the concept? I always prefer to run first.
That's cool.
And if it's not wide receiver, if it's not safety, my man gonna be a home run hitter. You already
know. You already know. Center field.
Let's
Sign
go.
me up. Ken Griffey Jr. Sign me up. Put me in center field, and I'm batting fourth.
Chat got some good questions, man.
And
Another
I'm
one for Bray.
Clean up.
They said, what combo? This is a good one. What combo of the Lions secondary bracket would you rather not see in coverage? Arnold and Joseph or Reed and Branch?
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Arnold, Reed and Branch. Oh man, give me Arnold and Joseph. I don't want to see. I wouldn't want to see them too. You said and like me as a wideout.
Yeah.
Man, I ain't sweating either one of them.
Good answer.
I ain't sweating either one of them. Line them up.
I was going to say, when he answered that question,
I
was taken aback. I'm like, wait a minute.
Nah,
you're telling me you wouldn't want to see any of those guys? You don't mind seeing any of them.
Man, you can line all four of them up. Route them up.
Bro, it was the way he looked back at me like, wait. Like
as if to get hit me late.
You mean me?
Yeah, let me make sure I got this right. You're talking to me, right? You're talking to me? Yeah.
But see, I love DBs that hold. Cause like that doesn't bother me, and that's when I would say like I didn't complain. I wasn't one that was looking for a flag.
Yeah.
I didn't do that. You know why? When you don't complain, ref lets you get your thing off too. Mm-hmm. So like, all right, yeah, try to hold me. I'm gonna break your arm throughout this course of this game. I'm gonna put this down on you. So yeah, hold me. I love that.
Here's another one for both of you guys from Randall Smalls. Shout out to Randall Smalls, man. That guy supports. And I promise you, Randall, we're going to continue to get the chat more and more involved. We got segments we cooking up, man. But he does say this. Do you guys think that Kelvin Shepard, a.k.a. KG, will blitz more this year using linebackers and DBs? I am hoping so. We saw the stunts that they pulled out late
He may have to, especially
Talk
early
to
on.
him.
Yeah, with the defensive line being questioned, especially kind of in the middle, you don't want guys to get a chance. So maybe send some shots. But you got the guys to do it. That's the thing. The thing is, whatever you want to do, you have the guys to do it.
All I say is, if you're going to do that, make sure you get home, number one. I think it does help him that his corners are going to be better. I do. I think DJ Reed's going to help with that.
True that.
We always think that it's just the guys who are doing the rushing. In order for them to rush, they got to have confidence in the people on the back end, and I think they'll do just that. Great stuff. We appreciate all the chats. We appreciate all the feedback. It's always welcome. For Ricky and Kool-Aid and the man who's named after this show, Braylon Edwards. I'm Matt Shepard. Have a great rest of your Tuesday. We'll see you tomorrow.
And shout out
2
to
to 4.
AC.
See you.
Ever wonder what goes on inside the game?
Deep ball's got a man and got him. Touchdown, Braylon Edwards.
Join Braylon Edwards and Shep.
Edwards has it. 10, 5, touchdown.
On the Braylon Edwards Show with Shep.
Bar looks in zone. Got Edwards for the touchdown.
Where they dive deep into the heart of sports. Weekdays from 2 to 4 p.m., they're bringing you expert analysis, exclusive interviews, and a fresh perspective on the sports you love. Don't miss it, only on the Woodward Sports Network.